Let that damn trucker stop backing up.
Alice C, what's good, baby? Nephew, good afternoon. Y'all know I love the comment section.
All right, what's good, go? Long time, what's good?
Grand man. There you go.
I got a question though, and this is just general for anybody that's traveling too. Solo, you always traveling out the country. When's if I'm not asking you where you going, but when you looked at it, what them damn airplane tickets generally looking like?
I missed all of that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was saying that you don't have to say where you're going and not that, but like for your next trip that you're going flight, what them damn prices looking like?
As far as like tickets,
Yeah.
well, you know, my next trip already paid for.
Mm.
Okay, but like where did you pay for it though? Let me ask that then.
I paid for it in January.
Okay,
Wow.
Yeah, it
that's
was
different.
before the war. Like, yeah,
So do
the
you have
only trip that
another one coming up that you may have been looking at?
see, I got Ghana. The only flight I'm missing for this year is Ghana, and I would probably say it has increased like $600-700 for my hotel and my flight together. And the reason why this increased is because the flights have increased.
I was thinking, hold on, so 600 for the ticket?
600 more than what I was supposed to pay.
I'm about to say, what the hell? How is it that cheap?
Mm-hmm. So my
If it's
flight
the
to Ghana is
flights,
usually like 1,500. Like right
okay,
now,
that's
it's like
about
two.
what I'm right, yeah. So I gotta go to Memphis this weekend. Bruh, it's almost $1,000 to go to Memphis.
Hell yeah, I bought a flight to Memphis before the war, and my shit was like 300.
Bruh, I'm talking about $900 I'm looking at. I'm like, bro, this is
Hell no, I wouldn't dare pay that to go to Memphis. $900 for a flight to
yeah,
Memphis.
yes.
Yeah, nah. I haven't bought my Ghana flight because I'm not paying it. I want shit to go back down.
Well, yeah, it's for a funeral though. That's the only reason why.
Your ass better get on the road.
Oh,
I trust me, I'm thinking about it.
wow.
Bro, that is ridiculous. But the only
I
thing,
wouldn't dare spend $1,000 to go to fucking Memphis. Hell no.
the only thing is, if I was to drive, I would have to leave tomorrow morning to make it.
Well, look like you
Or,
got to make a decision.
yeah.
What up, Dre GT? Dre GT just tapped in for the first time, unless y'all recognize him.
Nah, I never seen him. But shout out to you. Appreciate you stopping through. But yeah, and gas is high too, though. That's the thing.
Gas sure went up again, and UPS about to start charging extra due to fuel. That's from our nephew, Ghost.
I heard Uber doing that already.
You think the airline's doing it too?
Of course, the airline.
Absolutely.
Uh,
I saw Delta went up on their baggage, on the cost of baggage for the oil prices. I really, maybe they're being affected, maybe not, because let Trump said the United States gas isn't affected, but you know this capitalistic society, they're going to raise the prices and act like, oh,
yep.
I'm being affected, so let me add this extra fee,
Speak on
regardless
it.
if I'm being affected either
And
way.
I think Newsom is doing that here because everybody else gas. Damn, that is bad. But everybody else gas is getting up, but it ain't skyrocketing the way ours is, bro. Like ours is really bad.
I mean, it was 329, 379. That shit like 530 now.
Okay, never mind. That's bad.
Yeah, I got some gas yesterday. I'm using my car as a business right now. So a lady paid me to take her some places yesterday, and gas, Jamie, at the cheapest gas station we know of, it was 563, if I remember that correctly.
Man, that's
560, and that's at the
crazy.
cheapest gas station we know of.
Yeah.
563. So that means Beverly Hills is probably $9.
Yeah, it is. Then let me tell y'all something else. Breaking news. Shit is so bad in America now, y'all, that in certain places, like the most poorest state in the country is Mississippi, right?
Right.
And the minimum wage there is like $8 and something. Now, ground beef costs a pound of ground beef costs more than minimum wage.
That's insane.
Funny, but bruh, really, that
That's
is insane.
insane.
And then think about it. California, well, LA, we got gas prices that's higher than their minimum wage.
Yeah. Easy.
How is that possible?
They brought so many people back to work. Let us stay remote to cut the cost. Interesting. That's LEC. What up, DV? We see you. That's crazy though. That's insane. That's crazy as fuck. Nephew agree. Everything going up, but the pay. Speak on it, nephew.
But you know what, Taj? That's why I always push back on that whole argument. Well, if you raise the federal minimum wage, that's gonna make everything go up. We have kept the minimum wage the same, and everything has still went up.
Right. So you might as well give us more. Then folks
It's
are
just
asking
they
for what?
want. It's just it's a class society. Like
Yeah.
people in middle class want to shit on the poor.
Yep.
People in higher middle class want to shit on the middle class. It's just what that man said. If you convince the lowest white person that he's doing better than the black person, he won't realize he's picking your damn pocket.
That's right. That's the governor of Alabama. Thanks for that quote. I've been trying to remember that quote. That's the governor of Alabama that said that. If I got that right. If you convince the lowest white person that he's doing better than the highest black person, you can pick their pockets and yeah, that part. Thanks. Yeah, I've been waiting on that quote. I think
Yeah,
that's the
you
governor.
said
It's time to get those hoverboards now. Hey, look here. With no shame in my game, I hop on that metro train and do my thing. Y'all know I used to rap in my 20s. So, and I get the workout. My car was down for like 3 months. So I was walking to the train and stuff. And my heart started feeling better from all that walking. So when I got my car back, I only drive when it's very necessary. And I use whatever I got to do throughout the day as exercise for heart health.
I need to start doing that because I don't exercise nearly as much as I used to. Because I like a major part of my cardio used to come from basketball. I don't play no more, so
Uh-huh.
I rarely get that in like that. And once in a while, I may go to the treadmill or something like that, or a walk, but the walks never be really long.
I listen, and I think walking is the best form of cardio because it's a natural. When you go to the gym, that's intense. Even basketball is sort of intense. Walking is like a natural form of cardio
Matter
where
of
you're
fact,
not really.
hoop today. I might go, man, I'm going to hoop today. I'm finding something.
That's my gym. Going to Whole Foods on the train, going wherever I need to go. You got to walk to the train station, walk home, and then like yesterday, I was all over town. So, I pulled the car out. So I'm not doing it to be cheap. I'm serving two purposes. I'm getting my cardio in. Gas is high as hell.
You said, can we write gas off as a tax write-off? Yeah. For certain stuff, like say, if whatever it is your job is requiring you to, use that, a lot, yeah, it can be written out. Because you can write it out for like when you got to take, plane trips and stuff.
Alex C say horses sound good about now too. Grandmain came back. What up, Alex C? We got to get them 10,000 steps daily. That's what I'm talking about, homie. Let's get an A. My people, I'm gonna talk to my people first. Swallow that pride. Let's get out there and use that as we all got cars, we all got whips, we all got transport. Let's use this for our cardio. I'm with you, Grandman. I don't know if I'm getting 10,000 in daily, but and if the people who got the fly cars start doing it, it's gonna become a trend. Like we know that nigga drive a Benz. Why the fuck is he out here walking? And it's good for our health. That's it. I'm off. I'm done with the TED talk.
When I was in Memphis, when none of us out of shape. I'm talking about we walk everywhere. We can have beef with somebody on a whole new different side of the hood. How we gonna get there? We about to mob. We are mob. I'm serious, bro. Hey. We'll be like 25 deep.
Wow.
And we are mob all the way over like 40, 50, sometimes an hour away. Walk over there to their side of the hood to fight them folks.
Wow. Mob deep. I heard that.
It's supposed to be like, what? God damn, where all y'all niggas going?
Yeah. Hey. Squad up. Mob deep. I hear you. Shit. What up, OI? OI done tapped in early today. What's going on in Greece? Yeah, that sounds familiar, Jay. Hey, G-Man could relate, Jamie. You know he's straight out of
They probably he ain't that far away. They probably do it there too. I'm telling you.
G-Man say, yeah, that sounds familiar, Jay. Yep. Ankle Express. I was gonna catch that other one, Allie. You put that up. You said yes. Allie. All of us, black men and black women, and everybody else. You know, I got to start my community first. We need to get out there, especially you in my age group. You Generation X and older. Let's get our ass out there and get these steps in. We'll give y'all a break for right now, millennial generation.
Nah, we need to get them too.
Yeah. Generation X need to get out there. Generation X is getting hit hard. Our Generation X, because Generation X go from 70 to I think 85, 1970 to 85. Might be all the 80 babies. So let's say the 70s and the 80s. We getting hit hard, y'all. Y'all know it.
I know that.
Not even from violence, not even from violent death, just natural causes, heart attacks, strokes. So we need to get out there. That's it. All right, Ankle Express. I like that lingo, Allie C. Ankle Express. These new kids don't know, but they'll learn from us, Allie C. If we get out there, be sweaty and musty. They listen. Our kids know we the coolest generation this world ever seen. The hip hop generation is the coolest generation this world ever seen. If our kids see us out there, they see Unc and Auntie them out there walking, and they know we got cars, and we just walk into the grocery store. I told a family member, I'm gonna say this and shut up. I know a family member who would just walk around the block like 6, 7 times. I say, bro, won't you just walk to the grocery store? And I ain't trying to influence your lifestyle, but at least you serving two purposes at one time. So that you walk to the grocery store, get what you need, and then by the time you come back, it's equivalent to the 6, 7 laps you walking around the block. And I just put that out there. I was like, that's what I do. I catch the train to different locations. And that's it. I'm back quiet, y'all.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this first topic. I seen this I seen this video where it was this it was a nice young lady. I said, well, I watch her stuff here and there when I stumble across it. And basically it was this one lady that's claiming that, most men are predators with, almost as if she was trying to say that, we SA, women a lot and stuff like that. And the other one, and the woman was kind of sort of defending them, saying that, I guess she was saying that the likelihood of it happening comes from how they dress to a degree. So I'm gonna go ahead and share it. Listen, we can watch the whole thing, then tap into it. Then we'll go ahead and get into this war thing, which I got another video with this guy who made a pretty good goddamn prediction, I must say. Asian guy. I want to say he's Chinese, but I could be wrong. My bad, Asian community. I mean, I don't really know, but anyway, though, yeah, he made some very interesting claims, and so far, more than half of the things that he predicted has already happened. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to this first one.
All these women are going to these places with their whole ass chicks and coochie lip out on the furniture in front of children.
Shamika, what is the percentages of women that say no to men and get unalived? That is the question. If you cannot answer that question, don't say shit. If a nigga
It's a little low. If
percent,
the percentages were that high, the women would not be walking around with their asses out. If the men were really that big of predators and they were so scary because they were gonna harm us and do bad things to us, then y'all wouldn't be walking around in front of it. That's like getting in the jumping in the lion's den with some meat. Now, why would y'all be around the predators in front of the predators?
Am I the only one that can't hear that?
I'm not talking about the people that actually were attacked. I'm talking about the vast majority. We literally just got through talking about how all these women are going to these places with a whole ass chick and coochie lips out on the furniture in front of children. We just talked about it.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the victims.
So can I ask this question?
I'm saying, why would you set yourself up in front of predators? Sure.
All right. So that means you agree about what Tokyo said, that they put themselves in that predicament, because if they was not outside,
no, everybody don't put everybody don't. No, you can be. Everybody don't put themselves. Everybody don't put themselves in that predicament. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that if the men are so scary, why would you want to?
No, we never victim blame when it comes
Only
to
when it's women.
Because hold on. Do you know why y'all even think like that? Because y'all inferior to men. But we're gonna blame everybody. You have to take accountability, nigga. Bring back shame. You weird ass bitches do weird shit. And it's only
Hold a minute. Wait a minute. Somebody said that I was slow. First of all, what's slow is walking around the niggas that's gonna grape you and with your whole team out, telling them to grape you.
That's dumb.
They just slow.
What? You gonna go around the predators and be like, yeah,
Yeah, he's
but
gonna touch
my
me.
baby mama, right? But one thing
with your whole ass chick down.
I mean, that's crazy.
That is slow.
Don't give them the right
One
to
thing we
touch
do
you.
gotta
I'm
bring
not
up-
And don't give them the right to touch you, but why would you even be there? We're doing that in front of them. It's a predator.
Some girls, my thing is, if that percentage is so low, most women speak from the exception rule. The minority doesn't make a rule for the majority. There's majority of women out here butt ass naked. You go to spring break, butt naked. You go to the club, butt naked. You go to a fucking brunch, butt naked. These bitches is butt naked. Niggas is not fucking scary if you out here butt ass naked, nigga. Shut the fuck up, bro. Y'all bitches be making every excuse for bullshit. And that's my issue. Y'all make every excuse to where women can do what the fuck they want, but there's no consequences. No, there are consequences to every situation that you do, bro. Every choice you make, there's a reaction to that. Duh. What the fuck are you going outside if you so scared of niggas butt naked for?
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't listen to the whole thing of that. I didn't know it was gonna go that far in language, strong in language. But hey, pretty much, it was a feminist woman that was making a claim that majority of the men nowadays are predators because they're always harassing or sometimes even, SAing a woman. And I guess the brother and one of the sisters were claiming that you're putting yourself in the position to do that. And I think the same thing can be said with the brothers. That's what it'd be equivalent to us with that would be us got a lot of, let's say you got a lot of jewelry on, you got a nice watch, You know, you flexing and stuff like that, designer clothes, driving a very expensive car and all that. And then you go into the hood where you know niggas that will rob you. That's like you having a $500,000 on you. You got a nice a nice Rolex on, super expensive clothes and stuff like that. And pull up in a Ferrari, and you go to South Memphis where you know Pooh Shiesty and his crew is at. And then you complain and like, man, all they do is rob people. All niggas do is rob people. But you keep going to that same area when you know they gonna rob you. So that's pretty much precisely a comparison to what the brother and the sister that was talking to the other sister were saying. When you put yourself in a situation where you're always dressing provocatively, you're increasing your chance of a man that thinks like that to come after you. Don't make it right. We know that. But I think that is I honestly do believe that's a small percentage of dudes. But what do y'all think?
I'm glad you left off with that comment that it's a small percentage of dudes, because watching that video, it made me proud of the part of the country I grew up in, and it makes me proud of the city I live in right now. So from South Florida to Southern California, let's start with South Florida. A highly sexualized city. Like the strip club culture is just what we grew up around. And you were looked at as a weirdo, a lame, if you couldn't contain yourself around women that dress. It was just the way we came up. I don't expect other cities to be like this, but we grew up around those type of chicks. So if you couldn't control yourself around them, we could be in the hood on a block. I'm gonna shout certain blocks out: Foster Road and Hollandale, First Street and Danny, Money Corner and Liberia, 56 Ave and Carver Ranches. And if you couldn't contain yourself around a woman who was just choosing to express her fashion, which is her First Amendment right, you was looked at as a mentally weak person. I don't expect this to be every city's mentality. I'm only gonna focus on the places I live in and I love. LA is the same way. So when I lived in the Valley, North Hollywood, that's like the dance capital and I ain't talking strippers now. Now I'm talking about women who just want to learn how to dance, and they go to these academies. You see these women walking around with tights every day like it's like it's dresses. And when I first moved to the Valley, I was like, damn, it made you say, like, okay, I'm paying attention to how people are reacting to it, and it was normal. It's like, man, it's just this what it is. Like, if you can't, again, it goes back to, if you can't control yourself around that, we understand you haven't been around it. So I keep my answer brief, and that's just what I'm used to from Florida to California. We're used to it. I want to be specific. I don't even want to speak for the whole state of Florida. From South Florida to Southern California, I can't speak for Northern California. I haven't lived up there. But from South Florida to Southern California, you're looked at as like a weirdo if you can't contain yourself around a woman that's expressing her sexuality through fashion.
Well, I'm gonna give her a chance to respond. I do have a little bit more to add to it. Go ahead.
I didn't really get the video because I was having technical issues. Some issues is going on with StreamYard, the app. I can only use the web browser because the app won't work.
Oh, yeah, I don't never use the app, so I don't really know about that.
No, you good? No, I'm not.
Well, but yeah, to sum it up, like I was saying though, pretty much that they were saying that, you know, because she was trying to make it like it was broad. The feminists was trying to make it seem like it was more broad, that a large percentage of the men are like that, but actually is and the other ones were pretty much saying that it isn't. And I would agree that it isn't. But the problem is when you do dress like that, it does increase the chance of those type of guys going after you. That's just the truth. I mean, I get what you're saying, Taj. That yeah, that I mean, I would like to say that that's probably world country nationwide, that that you were looked at if you can control yourself around, women that you're a widow, you're whatever it is they want to call you. But yeah, but at the same time, what we're saying is it's unfortunate that that's the case, that we do have those type of guys. So to prevent the odds of that happening, cover yourself up. Like if you want to do that in a certain scene, like let's say you talk about strip culture and stuff like that, and that's what you're doing inside of a facility as your workspace. But when you leave that workhouse, you dress more appropriately in public. You're decreasing your chances of that happening to you. Like that's why I use the analogy of men that's wearing a bunch of flashy, flashy accessories and going into a hood where niggas will rob you. So
now, what about what about the women who dress the way they're talking about in the video, and they're in the hood, but they're affiliated with gangsters? So now, if a weak-minded weirdo want to overreact to their fashion, she got to hit her on speed dial.
Sure, but let's. It still doesn't change the fact that the odds of somebody wanting to do that is significantly higher.
Well, now you left off by saying it's a low percentage of guys.
It is a low percentage.
Right. All right. So it's a low percentage. Now, let me make this point. What was our fashion supposed to be before Eve manipulated Adam to bite the fruit?
I kind of figured you would go there.
You know me. You should know me by now, Jamie.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. That was before, unfortunately, the minds of a man was corrupted. So all we can do is deal with what we have here. I agree with you. I actually thought about it myself. That was never an issue then. Like in certain parts of Africa and stuff like that, they probably still do. You feel me? But
they do.
The mindset of the men are different. But unfortunately, America is a baby Babylon. So it's full of, messed up, sick-minded men. So you got to protect yourself. And one of the forms of protecting yourself is to cover yourself up, unfortunately.
All right. So in response to Eve manipulating Adam into biting the fruit, and then they realized, oh, shit, we ain't got no clothes on. And I heard your point clearly. That was supposed to be our fashion, which is no fashion, which means, and before he bit the fruit, they were comfortable in their, for lack of a better word, nakedness. So the connection I was striving to make is that it shows the maturity, it shows the mature mentality of a man on how well he can conduct himself around a women that dress sexually. I don't want y'all to think I'm promoting it. I'm just saying I'm used to it because I grew up around a city culture where the music reflected. Y'all know, like, come on now, I don't even want to do no free promotion, but just certain rap groups that come from certain parts of the country was rapping about highly sexualized, So the way we grew up, you got used to it. Like, hey, that's nothing. Learn how to speak to a woman like that. Find out what her mind is. She could be a thought, or she could be a lady who just is hot as hell today, and she just want to dress with booty shorts on, or what we used to call back in the day, Daisy Dukes, and a halter top. Can you control yourself? And if you with a group of dudes and they see you can't control yourself, we got to civilize you. Hey, bro, just chill, man. You get how does the phrase go? You get a lot more with honey than I can't even remember the phrase, but I passed the mic.
So I guess my response to this is I first start with the men. Just because you see a lady walking down the street naked, that don't mean that invites you to then take advantage of her. So that's something you need to work on yourself. Men need to hold other men accountable, just like Tar said about them. Because I think that even the mere thought, like you may have uh, a small amount of men that's bold enough to act on it, but then you have men who think about it or think about causing harm, not even just sexually, but just physically force against women when they're doing something that they don't like or maybe something they do like. So I think a lot of times for me, the mere thought of it is like, hey, I could take advantage of you or anything like that. Um, that's something y'all gonna have to work on. Y'all gonna have to fix that. Um, Now, as far as women, um, as far as like what we wear and stuff like that, I mean, could you say that, okay, that's not, that increases your chances of, if you are wearing that increases your chances of getting, assaulted or something like that. But I think the truth is that a man that's willing to act on something like that or think about acting on something like that, I don't think he cares what you have on. I think that if you're
Damn, I
walking
just
down
hear
the
that
street
coming.
fully clothed,
Mm.
they're still going to be wanting to act upon causing harm sexually or beating on you or something like that. They just have that. It's just men that have that. And I don't know if this goes to as a predatory topic. Is that this is the predatory topic?
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason why I think that men are willing to act upon that is because maybe I'll blame society. Maybe this is the society that has been instilled on us that men have that in them. I get like predatory as it relates to, if someone's in your house, then you have the instinct to defend yourself or defend your family and all of that. But because at that point you're on the offense, you're on the defense. But to be on the offense, I think that is what makes it sort of predatory. To be the person actually coming in or breaking into their house or willing to rob somebody, that's something um, that I think you guys probably should. I mean, most more, I would say, confirmedly, you guys should probably work on that. Um, then I feel like I had something else to say, but I think I didn't forgot, so I'll leave it there.
Hey, you got some great reviews in the comment section. Darla, Alice, you did well, Solo. Great point made.
Okay, so I would agree with everything she said. Only thing I'll have a slightly disagreement on is the part where saying, I mean, it's true, but at the same time, what I was saying is the likelihood of them wanting to try you if you're the one that's exposed to something is higher than someone that's fully clothed. Like this is something that only men can contest to because we have the same hormones. If you look at women, let's say you at the club and you like, man, I just want to meet me a nice girl and stuff like that. And of course, you want consensual sex play, right? And it's something, and say that's what you're looking for. You're not a graper, but you're looking for someone who's looking to do the same thing. So obviously, we know a Muslim woman probably is not going to be in a club. But I'm gonna just use it for an example. if a Muslim woman is there and she has her same clothing that she wears, when you see them at the mosques and stuff, she's covered up fully. And then you have another one that's there with everything is being exposed and stuff like that. Like under those clothing, the Muslim woman body could look way better than her. But the thing is, you don't know that. So the likelihood of the one that you're probably going to target is going to be the one that's exposing everything. So what I'm saying is that the likelihood of him going after that individual is significantly higher. Sure, if he's a graper, he'll get anything if he had the opportunity. But somebody like for instance, I don't see a couple of stories where women, sisters, I'll say, they'll say men from other cultures tried them in a certain way because they thought that they were whores, right? Why do they think that? Because of the exposing culture. That's what it is. You're way more men. That's just how a lot of men's mind automatically operate. If you're showing all of that, you're gonna think she's a whore before someone that's fully covered. Now, I think all guys can agree with me when I say that.
Yeah. I'll go first. Yeah. I fully agree with that part that you just said. Yeah. And Jamie, going back to our experience when we went to the temple a couple Sundays ago, like just growing up, I've always known that from them. So when you were speaking, I'm like, that's exactly what the nation told us. Like the reason when you go to their service on Sunday, they separate the men from the women precisely for that reason. And so you could fully focus on what the message is. So I couldn't disagree with you if I wanted to. I would be contradicting myself to disagree with that part you just said right there. So when you go into like a black church, you can sit where you want to sit. I'm not saying either way is right or wrong. I'm saying either way is how they conduct their service. You go inside of a black church, you can sit where you want to sit. You go inside of a nation temple, they separate the men and the women precisely for that point you just made. So to each his own.
Like one thing I could say, I can hold my head on. I'm not looking at my mama like that, but I'm just saying my mama, my entire life, my mama, she wore dresses and skirts. I've never seen my mama ever wear anything close to exposing herself before. So
I mean, I would hope so. How old your mama?
I'm talking about even when she was younger.
But she had kids by now. A few kids by now.
That don't mean nothing to these women today. I know women with 5 kids that still do it.
But I mean, of course not today. But if we're comparing her to women back then,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Today. So my point that I was making was that I think a lot of times, of course, the age has increased, I would say, than back then, but it's usually like your 20s, like where you're dressing, provocatively. And then now I think in these days, it's probably increased to maybe 30, 35. But like, I don't know no 40s that 35 and up is dressing provocatively. Because they all had kids, they all grew up. That's right. I mean, somebody 50 dressing hoish.
40s. I don't know about 50.
Yeah, I don't know nobody.
All right. If y'all ready, we can do a comment section commercial break. We got some good comments. If y'all ready for that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go through the comments.
All right, let's see. We'll start. Let me see. I got to scroll up some. This is the Thirst Trap Era. That's DV. G-Man. I'm going to start with G-Man and kind of remember that phrase I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah, I saw that. He says it's better to kiss bees with honey instead of sugar or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep, that's
he's
it.
referencing with that the ones that's exposed to each other is easier.
Right. Okay, so damn, I don't even see that because I want to give it its right. Hot damn.
Yeah, I saw it, but you was
All right.
talking. Somebody was talking when it was going on, so I didn't address it right away.
Okay. Yeah, they've been going in because I'm still scrolling. Yeah, that's okay. I'm way too
You
far.
know what? That shit must be working. I mean, if you gotta address, it gotta be working because women wouldn't do it if that shit wasn't working to catch a man. You dress
Right.
hoes. That shit gotta be working. They
Yeah, it's
gotta be
working.
what y'all. Just
It's
saying.
working. I mean, it is provocative, but we're not. If you look into what Darla made a great point. Like, it really, Darla agree with the point you made, Solo. I'm trying to. Let me just start from the bottom. All right. Catch more flies with honey than vinegar. That's a different way to say it, but that's Darla again. Ali C. What's the 90 rule? Yeah, I don't know what that is. 40s for sure. G Man agreed with Jamie on 40s for sure. Yes, the 40 plus is competing with the young girls for sure. That's
Yeah,
Ali
they
C.
do.
Yes, the 40 plus is competing with the young girls for sure. Most mothers our age are modest, but women today doesn't have the same value. That's a fact, G Man. I agree with that. If it ain't a fact, it's the closest thing to it. What's good, nephew Ghostin? That's from Stephen Harris. Do y'all agree with the 90 rule? You gotta let us know what that is, DV. Modest dressing has been lost from Ali C. Stephen Harrison was good to Ali C. Stephen Harris, okay, let me get past. What else, SG? I meant to say was up to you anyway, so I'll take advantage of that. He all girls simping, just Jane. You gotta clean that up a little bit. It's harder. You ain't going to meet a nice girl at the club. All right, so that's from James Cumberson. DV, I read like three more. We get back to the show. DV, we have this single mother walking around these boys with less clothes on, and the boys be touching their mothers non-sexually. So they feel that they could touch women the same way. That's interesting. Anybody want to respond to that?
Hold on, who said that?
Darla, well, that wasn't Darla. DV said that. And then Darla, I was looking for this one Solo. Darla said, I agree with Solo. The intent is there no matter what a woman has on. That's meditation worthy right there. You catch this what I wrote, this where I wanted to start from G Man saying you catch more flies with honey than sugar.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Coochie cutters. You remember that, Alice C? We from the same generation for real. You remember them
I don't
coochie
know what that
cutters?
is. I seen her say it, but I don't know what that is. What is
Bro,
that?
that's a 90s thing then. The coochie cutters are like the black way of saying Daisy Dukes. Because Daisy Dukes really come from the
Oh,
Dukes of Hazzard show. And
okay.
y'all
I
got
heard
remember
Daisy
they
Duke before. I heard of that.
yeah, so Daisy Dukes was the lingo before coochie cutters.
Oh,
But
okay.
Daisy Dukes come from what's her the lady name? She was tough too. That lady, the white lady from the Dukes of Hazzard show, something Duke. It was because they all had the last name Duke. But anyway, she would always. That's a good show to start with because she would wear short shorts, or what we ended up calling Daisy Dukes. But she had two brothers that weren't playing. So she could dress like that, a white lady in the South, and ain't nobody gonna look at her with no graping eyes because they knew she had brothers that gave her the freedom to express her fashion. That's the point I was making earlier. And Daisy Duke, that was her name. Daisy Duke was dressing like that because she was in the hot ass South. Y'all know how hot it is down south? I think
Yeah,
Dukes of Hazzard took place in Georgia, Alabama, one of those southern states. So
but see, you saying the brothers thing though, that's confirmation though. The fact that you said the brothers weren't playing, like I don't know the
right.
show, but the fact that they knew that they had to be there to make sure nobody didn't try that because she was dressing like that proves my point.
All right, fair enough. But which one trumps in society? So if what I'm saying is, bro, let me share this memory with y'all. It's a bit off topic, but this is what broke me out of homophobia. Growing up in South Florida, gay people have gangster cousins too. So you could be homophobic towards a gay person. All you want, that gay person got a hitter on speed dial. That's their cousin. Hey, these niggas over here fucking with the gay person and they don't know the gay person got a gangster ass cousin. hey man, leave my cousin the fuck alone. My cousin want to be gay, let my cousin be gay. What's y'all problem with that? So growing up where I grew up, homophobia got wiped out real quick. Because we understood, yeah, bro, leave that person alone. You don't know who that person related to. Go mess with that person because they gay if you want to and find out who their family is. You see what I'm saying, James? So now I'm connecting that back to the Daisy Duke thing. In that society, go try to grape Daisy Duke if you want to. Her brother's going to spin the block at 10 o'clock morning or night, day or night.
I would do. And
exactly. So the main point I'm making, Jamie, is once that mentality is set in a society, see, every city ain't the same. So wherever Daisy Duke was from, it was known. So if it's known for her, for their sister, it makes a person with that mindset Solo and Darla is agreeing on think twice. Because now you're thinking, well, damn, what if that chick, who I don't know if she got brothers or not, and that's all we're striving to do is deter those negative thoughts. You see, and then it becomes normal. Hey, our women can dress how they want to dress, and they're going to be protected. As Solo, and I'm not simping for Solo on this. I would have said this before Solo made her point. It raises the mentality of the men in the society. And so I appreciate y'all letting me get the homophobic stuff out. Because, bro, we learned that real early. We used to go to a club called Pac Jam in Miami. And where I was from, we would pick on the gay people. When we started going down to that club and we realized, bro, you can get took out for that. Because that gay person is the cousin of somebody who's a known hit around here. So go pick on them if you want to and watch what happens. And then we had to learn, hey, bro, I'm going to say this and I'm back quiet. My understanding of the definition of liberal is live, y'all know the rest, and let live. If you don't like that person's lifestyle, stay away from them. It's simple. Everybody don't have a strong enough mind to do that, and they end up learning the hard way. I'm back quiet, y'all.
Well, yeah, like as far as back to the reference with the catching more bees with honey than sugar. See, like as far as dressing, that's why I was saying if you're gonna dress like that, do it more in the facility that where you're going to. Like, let's say you got a nice dress on that's kind of exposing, right? Wear you a nice jacket or whatever that's covering it up, and then when you get inside or whatever, you can maybe take it out. That's if you're not walking up with your man. If you're walking up with your man, the likelihood of one of them to try to approach you is super low, anyways. But let's say you're going out on a date and you're meeting the guy there. Cover it up until you get to the area. Like, especially if you're going to a nice area where you'll be safe. And you can have it there. I'm just saying, in the opening and stuff like that, these creeps that's looking for that. Because let's be real, a lot of the creeps and stuff, if you're in certain sophisticated areas, they're not there anyway, more than likely. Not saying they can't be there, but the odds of it is not as high. And the 90-day rule with Steve Harvey, I mean, I think nobody should take any advice with Steve Harvey. That nigga be states and some bullshit. When it comes to relationships, I'll say. But I think he's great at being a motivational speaker. I'll give him that. Like, as far as like life skills and stuff like that, being motivating you to be the greatest at whatever it is that God has put you here on earth for. He's really good at that.
There's you got it, Solo.
Oh, I was just gonna say something really quick. My thing would be, men, if you can't have sex with her with her consent, and you think and you wanna force yourself into that situation, you need to go get help. Regular people living their regular lives shouldn't have to be subjected to your fucked up ass mind. So you need to go get help. If you can't control yourself, your ass need to be put in a jail, locked up, away from the general public, when you think about forcing yourself sexually on someone?
I agree. So
Well, yeah, it's the creeps. The creeps are one and the same, whether in upscale area or poor area. That's a point somebody made. Darla, Google it to be sure. It is catch more flies with honey than vinegar, meaning you will get along better if you're nicer versus being hostile. SG said hit that like button. We appreciate you, SG. That's our moderator, among others. SG reminding y'all to hit that like button. The cookie is gone. The cookie is gone in less than 7 days. You gotta let us know what you mean by that, Alice.
I think she's referencing that from the Steve Harvey 90-day rule, what that DeMarcus was talking about.
So I got a question about that. Do y'all have more or less respect for a girl who let you hit it quick?
I think when it comes to that, if you get to know her, let's say y'all go on a nice date, y'all spend roughly 2-3 hours or so together. What happens on that date and stuff like that, the man has already decided after spending that time with you, whether you are hit and quit, or you somebody that he takes serious. So whether you give it up early or not, it doesn't matter.
I'm proud to agree with Jamie on that. I got it.
I don't think that was the question, though.
How?
That was a good response. So
that's
Solo,
not the question.
Okay, let's hear it again.
The question is, when you're dating, do you have more or less respect for a girl if she gives it up quick?
And I answered it. What I'm telling you is that your respect is going to be how he precedes you throughout that day. So whether you giving it up early or giving it up later doesn't matter. He's judging it by what he got to know you as during that day. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, Taj.
Yes, I've had 2 relationships started out of me and chicks hitting it off real quick. So that's why I was saying I kind of agree with Jamie's point. If that first experience is good, imagine a chick making you wait or vice versa. Usually it's a chick making a dude wait, and it ain't. Let's say the sex ain't good. Now you done wasted 6 months of your time, But let's say you get it out the way, because to me, I think, and this is my opinion, it's just if it's supernatural attraction, both of y'all know y'all like each other, and these are the experiences I have. Girl, I like you. She like me. We within a matter of 2 weeks, it's on and popping. And like Jamie said, this is the part I agree with Jamie part. I didn't go into it with a hit it and quit it mentality. So once that experience was good, it was like, hey, we can kind of kick it. And then us kind of kicking it grows into what it grew into a relationship. I got at least 2 experiences with that. And I'm trying to pull up an experience where a chick my college girlfriend made me wait, and that was still pretty good. And so I've had both experiences.
Yeah, so it depends on how it is with the girl. Depends on her.
Yeah.
Whether you're gonna have respect for her or not. Her giving it up early, you can marry her.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
3 months. If she's that good of a woman to you, you can marry her within 3 months.
Yeah.
Or she could make you wait, and then it should turn out terrible. It doesn't matter.
Because after we get it, it's really about attitudes being compatible. So, Solo, you got me going through my history bank of experiences. And I'm thinking about the women who we made out within 2 weeks. Our attitudes was compatible, and it turned into a relationship. So it's really about the attitudes after us, man. But what brought us together fast was the supernatural attraction. And you can feel it without even exchanging words. Like, hey, she attracted to me. I'm attracted to her. Why wait? We ain't promised tomorrow. I'm not promoting one night stands, though. I'm just saying, why wait, girl? I can feel you. I can feel you attracted. You can't even do better than take, you know what I mean? So why wait if we both got this shit could be turned off?
I'm gonna add some context.
I'm
So I
not
see
saying
what
that's
Ali
right or
saying in
wrong.
the
I'm just
comments.
putting it out there, huh?
No, I see what Ali asked in the comments, so I want to add some context to what I'm saying. So it also depends on how it happens. Like, let's say y'all had a wonderful night. Y'all went out on a great date. Y'all had a few drinks or whatever, and then you so happen to, y'all go to my place or we go to your place, whichever one, and it just so happened to happen naturally, then no judgment because it could still turn out to be a wonderful relationship. But if it's we talking in the middle of it and she just so happened to be like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you. Like she being like, Will, now you're gonna be thinking, yeah, she do this often. Because that's that's what it sounds like. You're like you just a hoe out here. But if you just had a great night and it just so happened to naturally come, you're not thinking that.
What up, Australia? Keep going, Jamie. You cooking right now. You got somebody in from Philip from Australia. Thanks for coming
I
through.
remember him. He been in here before.
All right.
Shout out to you, Phil. Shout out to DeMarcus. He's had the super chat. He said we can't forget that studs are graping females too with their twisted, twisted.
Oh, I didn't know
way.
that. I didn't know
that's
that
happening.
exists.
That's definitely happening. I know a terrible.
Oh,
stud.
snap. Good point, then. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
Of a stud doing something.
I respect women that go for what they want in life. Problem is, how many times does it happen? Good point, G-Man.
True, and see, I think if it's natural, if it just naturally happened, she's not gonna do it that many times anyway. Because
right, good point.
Natural stuff don't happen like that.
Right, great point. So from James G. Main, let me read the comment again. I respect women that go for what they want in life. Problem is, how many times does it happen? So let me say this, G. Man. If she follows what your comment said and the dude dip out, I think that's the angle Solo, and I'm not going to speak for Solo. So if the dude dip out, how is that the chick's fault? Like she went into it with good intentions. Like, damn, she gave it up because she thought it was going to be a thing. If the nigga, hit it and quit it, she read that dude wrong. And I'm speaking from experience. Y'all got me going through my memory bank. I'm speaking from I wasn't that guy. Like if that first experience was good, we stuck around for at least 6 months. And if things just got old and it was time to move on, then hey, like James said, the supernatural attraction brought us together. Things get old, y'all. We get tired of people just like we get tired of anything else. When you first wanted that car, you was busting your ass hustling hard to get that car. You drove that car for a year, you tired of that shit. You ready to get something else. I hate to compare humans to the material stuff, but I'm just saying in general, people do get tired of each other. What's the other phrase? We grow apart. But from experience, I've had at least 2 relationships that started from a quick sexual interaction and we stayed together. And I had no judgment. As G-Man said, I was proud that she was confident
I'm
in her
gonna tell you right
sexuality.
now. I'm sorry, Ali. I'm gonna tell you right now. If they say that I don't do this often, I think she lying. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because the ones that it just naturally happen like that, they don't even mention that shit like that. I think she lying because, bruh, every last one girl that I've ever been with that said some shit like that, they got history, bro. So this is me speaking for myself. I think they lying.
All right, so Solo, you got something to say before I read these next comments?
She just fell out. I'm guessing she had some kind of connection issue. But
all right, Philip say I've got 3 sisters and they've had some bad relationships. Some of the guys were really nice guys, but Philip, you're not letting us know if you probably don't know this, Philip. Whether your sisters was it a quick? Did they hit it off real quick? They hook up and hit it off real quick, or your sisters made them wait? I don't know if they opened up and shared that with you. Back to G-Man. Hold on, G-Man, because I wanted to scroll up and get a few other ones in. But you on point today. If you see any, Jamie, you jump in before me. But I'm trying to. You would judge her. That's Ali C talking to somebody. Casual dating. This from Stephen Harris. Casual dating. A first date is often used to test chemistry such as coffee, a walk, or dinner. Absolutely. And if that chemistry is strong, what are we waiting on?
Yeah. I agree. The person is to test the chemistry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think
You know how
that's
many chicks I've heard say they know within the matter, I can't remember if it's seconds or minutes, whether they gonna let a dude hit it or not. I've heard, I can't count how
That's
many
why I be
chicks I've
saying
heard.
the three. That's why I be talking about the 3-date rule because they know already.
Right.
It may take them a little longer after the first date, possibly the second. After that third, bro, they know. At this point, they got you saved in their phone as lunch nigga.
Right, lunch guy, lunch dude.
Exactly.
Yeah. Restaurant friend or some shit. Yeah.
Exactly. They not
Restaurant
taking
friend.
no time.
This is what I call when I want to go to a new restaurant she just passed by. Right.
Yeah, they know what they be doing. And that's how you save yourself from that. And for the ladies, I just I just think it's a good idea to, if you know you're not interested in the guy like that, not to do that, because some dudes, that goes back to the creeps and the crazy dudes, some people will go crazy on you and get mad and try to grape you or harm you to the point that you might not be here no more because they feel like you used them. There's a lot of stories of that. So you got to be careful. If you know you don't have intentions of going and taking that guy serious, do not let him take you on a date.
Right. So let me go to Grand Man, and I'm gonna scroll back up. I can, because this is an honest comment, Grand Man. We appreciate you. This is, remember, podcast therapy, bro. We getting this shit out. I can admit from my experience, when I got it the first night, I was young-minded and on some player shit. That part. But I be thinking about my first nighters sometimes. So when you thinking about them, and I ain't trying to read your mind, you like, damn, what if I would have gave them a chance? So you was on some player shit. Not, we don't know if they probably wanted to rock with you. But thanks for sharing that. Like, dang, they gave it up to Grand Man because they thought you was gonna stick with them. But you can't blame them now. I think Monique said it best. We'll give Monique some promo. Monique said her husband told her, "Baby, you ain't no hoe. You just got some friendly pussy. You giving it up to these niggas." You giving up this?
Monique, her husband told her that. Monique's husband told her that.
You said Monique's cousin?
Husband.
Oh, yeah, Monique's husband told her that. She said that to the whole world, so I can repeat it.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, Monique was opening up to her husband, basically asking her husband, does he look at her like a hoe because she's been with so many dudes? And her husband, in my opinion, gave her a great, intelligent response. Baby, you just had some friends. You thought these dudes were gonna stick with you. You wanted some affection. That's all they wanted was a nut, and hey. All right, spot on. So I understood that correctly. Coming from G Man. All right. So where we at with it, Jane?
I mean, if we ain't got nothing else to push on it, we can go ahead and go to the next topic.
All right. Ali C, my grandparent told us don't use people money because they will harm you after. Yeah, people don't like being played, y'all. And motherfuckers want to get their lick back. That blunt intensifies the experience. Yeah. It lowers that blunt alcohol does lower the
that stud situation. I'll tell that story real quick. It's very unfortunate. Like, it was this girl that I know. She liked men, and she had her little experience, I guess, where now this is I don't know for sure if that was exactly her train of thoughts, but she liked dudes and stuff too. I actually tried to take her out. You know what I'm saying? She was a very nice looking girl, and it just our paths didn't cross at the right time for us to end up doing it. But enough of me. The point is, she ended up getting involved with this stud. And that girl went crazy. Like, she was crazy over her. And she didn't want to go there, with her no more and stuff like that. And she started sending her a bunch of messages and stuff telling her that, I'm gonna be your last, you ain't nobody else gonna have you and stuff like that. A bunch of red flags type stuff. And and pretty much was trying to got to the point where she was trying to force herself up on her, and she had to get a restraining order or something like that. And but she wasn't taking it as serious because I think to a degree, she probably still liked her to a degree. You feel me?
Yeah.
But fortunately, long story short, this crazy psycho went to that young lady's house and unalived her in front of her 3 kids.
Damn.
So yeah, them studs be capable of the same stuff. And it could have been to a degree because she felt like she got used. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that's why it's just not a good idea. Because you just never know how these people will react.
Right. Especially after being played. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ali C asked the question. I think you read this already, Jamie, but I do want to respond to this before we move on. So if she says, I don't do this often, y'all believe her. Let me use Lil Wayne's song. Y'all remember Lil Wayne?
I don't believe it. I already answered it.
Huh?
Oh, I'm saying I already answered it. I told her I don't believe it.
All right. I just want to use Lil Wayne's song. Y'all remember Lil Wayne's song? I don't think it was a big hit, but it was on one of his mixtapes. Prostitute Flange. And the hook chorus go, I don't care if you's a prostitute and you effed every dude that you ever knew, girl. What the hell they got to do with you and me, baby? As long as you keep it real. He letting the chick know, I don't give a damn who. The concern is that water clean. I can get past all the dudes you that smash. Is that water clean? Is that jacuzzi clean? And that's pretty much what the song, if y'all remember that song, I think it's called Prostitute Flange. I'm not promoting niggas, although one of my favorite phrases is the hoes gonna win. I'm not promoting that niggas go out there and get them a prostitute. But in that song, Weezy is pretty much telling us, he telling the women, he don't give a damn who you been with.
Yeah. It's like Moneybag said. He don't give a damn. It's my time.
It's my time. It's my turn. Right. I heard that. What's Solo?
Like I said, I think she got them technical difficulties. And she fell off again.
All right, Grant. I sung those. So G-Main know that song I'm talking about. I sung those lyrics to a high school freak and still didn't crack bonds. Damn, but you know that song though. I can't remember the hook 100%. Webby said that too. It don't even much matter who you been with before, for real. Yeah. The only concern is that jacuzzi clean. That's it. As long as that, yeah.
And is it done? Kevin Samuels said this too, famously. He said that, men generally, we don't care who you've been with. What we care about is, like you said, is she clean? And is whatever it is that you was doing in the past, is it done?
Is it done?
I want you doing that shit actively while you with me.
Right. Great add-on. Thanks for sharing that. And shout out to Kevin Samuels, bro. We should have been, I think we mentioned him before on this show, but we gotta, it's on you, Jamie. It's your show, but I would love to include some of his clips because I think that brother made a great contribution.
Yeah, definitely got to start doing it. And then I think it can help shed light in a different perspective for the ones that hated that nigga gut so much, to let you know, bro, it wasn't what the media portrayed him to be.
Right. And his content is aging very well. That's how you know he was spot on. If he was just talking some bullshit, his content wouldn't survive the test of time. That man had a 2 to 3 year run, and now he's speaking for himself in the afterlife through his content that he left with us in the world. Agree with the stuff you like, or disagree with the stuff you don't, and who to each his own. But I use him as like that's how you do it. Speak for yourself, and when you going, let your content speak for you. And I think he did that. He did that the best. That man had a 2-3 year run, squeezed all that content in 2-3 years, and left us a body of work that we can study moving forward.
Yeah. And then a lot of people trying to basically copy what he's done. You got a lot of different ones that's coming out of it. They can't never measure up. Like, for instance, Myron Gaines, which I know a lot of another one that everybody loves to hate. And Myron and Kevin is not comparable, in my opinion, because I think Myron is simply doing it for monetization purposes. And he has an agenda that he has a certain demographic of women that he doesn't like, whether he try to hide it or not. We know that he doesn't like black women. Like, have I seen him give certain ones a chance and stuff like that more than others? Yes. But like what tells me that is that he'll sometimes just bring them up when they're not even relevant. And when you're doing that, that lets you know it's something in, deep embedded in your history or something that has happened or whatever it is that has made you like this. Like you can, like when Kevin, did he point out black women and stuff on certain emphasis? Yes, but only because he was trying to show you the difference of why you guys are failing at certain things. It was never just a brutal attack out of nowhere just because he wants to attack. He genuinely wanted to see our community do better. And keep in mind, he started off attacking men. I wouldn't even say attacking. His content was more men driven first. He was hard on the fellas on what we need to do to get better. That came before he started redirecting. He became famous once he kind of went towards the women. And unfortunately, the reason being is because women are way more emotional and they don't like accountability. So they attacked him, and that's what blew him up.
Gotcha. All right. So now we got that put in context.
Yeah, that's what it was. You can go. If you look at his shot and go back to all the earlier years, like 7-8 years ago, you're gonna see a lot of him telling men how to do better, do this and stuff like that. Men, you should, as a man, you should work no less than 60 hours, a week, stuff like that. And telling them how to be able to, how to fix yourself up to be attractive to a woman and stuff like that. Telling you what kind of cologne and stuff to get to attract them. He worked on men way before women.
All right. Hey, shout out to Kevin Samuels, homie. You did great work. We know you probably can't hear us right now, but your legacy lives on with the work you left with your culture. Puma Fist is in the house. Shout out to Puma Fist. You in Georgia, right, Puma Fist? Because we were talking about the Dukes of Hazzard earlier. And I wanted some clarification on Daisy Duke and how she used to dress. And you can speak on your culture better than we can.
I'm gonna look whoever that is, though. I have no clue. I heard the
Daisy Duke is the one who started we in black culture. Black women would wear, they named the shit, the slang which became Daisy. It's a song called Look at That Girl with a Daisy Duke song. So we got it from Daisy Duke. And then the black girl started rocking what Ali C called coochie cutters. That's us remixing the lingo, but it came out as Daisy Dukes. And it comes from the white lady in the Dukes of Hazzard show.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Jamie, we got a whole song about that shit. Look at the girl with the Daisy Dukes on. Oh, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I knew what Daisy Dukes were, you feel me? But I just didn't know where it came from.
Yeah,
I just thought it was just what they call, those short pants. I didn't know it was an actual character. I had no idea.
Yep, it comes from a character in a show called Dukes of Hazzard. And that she had two brothers that made sure she was protected and she could dance. I used to watch it all the time. It was during my childhood. I don't remember no episodes where some dude tried to push up on her crazily. You know what I'm saying? And them rednecks crazy about these women. Like especially their sisters. Now I'll let Puma Fist take it from there. But I ain't gonna speak for their culture, let them do it. But Two Live Crew, Ali C, you already know. I grew up under that. So we matured very fast when it came to women dressing provocatively. You just had to get used to it, man. Get whatever you need to get up out of you. All right, Daisy Dukes come from hot pants from the 70s. You put plants, but I get what you're saying, DG. And Diva, you asked the question about celibacy earlier. I've been meaning to get to it. I've done it before. When I fast, I'm celibate, or I practice abstinence. Y'all hit that like button like SG say. Back to you, Jamie. Okay. Relationship testing couples use this time to see if they can coexist, often having limited in-person experience prior to 90 days. All right. Do you think women can be creeps as well solo? We're waiting on Solo to come back. All right. It is vinegar, but I say, yeah, I'm familiar with the honey phrase, Grandman. Yeah, I hear more people use honey. So both work. Both phrases work, vinegar or honey. It is vinegar, but I say it with sugar. Vinegar never made sense. I'm with you on that, bro. I use the phrase with sugar too. You attract more flies with sugar than honey. Yeah, vinegar never really made sense to me too. But thanks for the research, darling. You got it, Jay. Control and kills the passion. Yeah, that now you gonna thank great. Let me read this one real quick, Jamie. So this darling, I read Steve Harvey's book. It had interesting points, but to me, the 90-day rule is controlling and it kills the passion. That part. I'm gonna read the rest of your comment, darling. Let that resonate for a little.
I don't see that comment. It's crazy.
It's right up on the Grand Main comment about the vinegar.
Oh, okay.
I read.
I agree with it.
You see it?
I don't see it, but just by what you're hearing, I definitely agree with it.
Yeah, y'all know how good passionate sex is. Like, why would you want to let that shit dissipate? Yeah. So, let me read her comment again. Damn, I can't even scroll that high no more. That blunt intensifies.
Okay, I see it now. I see it.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, that deserved to be highlighted. So everybody can see it now. I don't have to read it again. My grandparent told us, don't, okay, I read that already, Alice. Exactly, Taj. 100% G-Man, I'm with you. Yeah, why ladies go to a date with intentions on doing some extra activities, then act ratchet when they get denied extra activities. Let me read that again. Why ladies go to a date with intentions on doing some extra activities, then act ratchet when they get denied extra activities. You comprehend that one, Jamie?
Hold on. You say that one again, and who is it?
From James Cumbertson. Why ladies go to a date with intentions on doing some extra activities, then act ratchet when they get denied extra activities.
Okay, I would have to I'll make sure I'm understanding what he's saying. He said, why ladies go to a date with intentions on doing some extra activities, then act ratchet when they get denied extra activities? So I think so. Let me make sure I'm comprehending this right, James. So basically, you're saying they'll come to whatever it is that you guys are at, and clearly by the way she's acting and dressing, it seems as if that's what she's looking for. And then if a man, approach her with that activity, I'm guessing sexually, they want to get upset because you are, because you basically came to them in that. I mean, it's their prerogative, but what I always say is what I was saying earlier is that's what the position you're putting yourself in by doing that. Because if you know that you might not be looking to do that, and that goes to this attention culture that's going on right now. They're doing it for their attention, but unfortunately, you can also attract the wrong attention. So I think it's just best. Like me, I'm telling my daughter, "Hey, don't cover yourself up."
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you said that because I do want it to be on the record that I agree with you on that. Like if it's my nieces or daughters, yeah, hey, don't go out like that. So I don't, yeah. Ali C say I didn't get a chance to listen when he was alive, referring to Kevin Samuels. So please post clips. So she actually want to see the clips. I would love to hear her feedback on.
I'm gonna try doing that, and then doing some reactions to a few of them and stuff like that, and then we can kind of incorporate some of them to our Sunday lives and stuff like that, and together react to them.
Sound good. Grant G Man say all these Kevin clones are trash. Studs
Yeah,
have the
most of them
mentality.
are.
DV say studs have the mentality of men too. G Man say Myron first girlfriend was the age of 35.
I saw that.
Puma Fist, everyone is trying to monetize. That's the American way, right? Puma Fist capitalism. That's what they call it. Daisy Dukes come from hot pants from the 70s. I read that one already. Yep, Two Live Crew came out with the Daisy Duke song. So y'all remember that. Based on the Daisy from the Dukes of Hazzard. And Daisy had her brother, but she would fight the fellas too if they got out of line. There it is. So your memory's stronger than mine, darling. Thank you. Let me read that one more time, Jen. Yep, Two Live Crew came out with the Daisy Duke song based on the Daisy from the Dukes of Hazzard. And Daisy had her brother, but she would fight the fellas too if they got out of line. It was a show that was produced in Hazard County, Georgia. That's right. You know about it. Shout out to James Cumberson. Brothers Bo and Luke, y'all. So yeah, okay, we got some old heads in here. Brothers Bo, I couldn't remember the names. Brothers Bo and Luke Duke. Oh, his name was Luke Duke. That's crazy. Brothers Bo and Luke Duke. Uncle Jesse. I remember Uncle Jesse. Yeah, they didn't play with Daisy too much. Daisy could dress how the hell she wanted to dress. All right. Do y'all wish our grandparents taught our parents about condoms to prevent making babies in the 70s? Interesting. Let me meditate on that, DV.
I'm gonna say no. Why would they?
Right. And I'm not trying to put the 80 babies out there, but the crack babies it can't happen in the 80s. So what we consider crack babies were the 80 babies. You can say the 70 babies were maybe heroin babies, but I don't know if heroin was as widespread as crack. If I had to take an educated guess right now, I would say it wasn't. So the 70 babies, you talking about my decade right now, so I'm gonna get a bit defensive, not emotional, but I'm gonna defend my generation. We pretty solid, nigga. You talking about Tupac, Biggie? There's some solid dudes in that 70s decade, from 1970 to 79. So let me read your comment one more time, DV. And you a 70 baby too, right? Do y'all wish our grandparents taught our parents about condoms to prevent making babies in the 70s? And your answer was no, right, Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with you on that one. Could
Similar
they afford
to
it?
the reason Grandman is saying it, because like we still was a big family tradition. Absolutely.
Right. And that's what I remember. Yeah. Yeah, there's some solid dudes out them 70s, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not just showing favoritism. There's them OGs from the 70s.
No, I agree with you. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I
know we
always
getting
say,
up there.
if I could choose another era, say if I wasn't a 90s baby, I would pick the 70s.
Yeah. That was a solid gen. And shout out to the 80 babies. The 80 babies cool too. They just got hit hard with that crack epidemic. Yeah, for sure. G-Man, most 70 babies got a lot of siblings. Facts. All right. No, they wouldn't teach our parents about condoms because in their mind it promotes promiscuity. That's Darla.
I mean, that kind of, you know what? That makes sense too. That do make sense. Because think about it. If you're talking to them about that, now they're thinking you kind of putting a sexual mindset on them. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. The 70s were still from the big family tradition. Absolutely. Some big families came out of them 70 babies. I feel like I should have been born then. So you were 80 babies, all this LEC. The 80 babies cool. It ain't y'all fault y'all generation got hit with all that crack. Man, I grew up around that shit. I grew up around black women, who was on crack and pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So hey, that shit was by design. They put that on us. And y'all still, the 80 babies a solid generation too. They grew up right up under us, so they got it. 90s too. All of us, all of us got something to bring. All right, there we go.
All right, so Solo is back now.
Damn. Hey, y'all. My bad. I had a call.
I was just announcing that you're back. That's it.
Oh. And then what was before we leave this topic, there was a comment. Somebody asked me, do I think women can be creeps? Absolutely. I've seen them on TikTok.
It is.
And like especially like I think, in my opinion, women can be creeps, especially like when it comes to letting their kids do like freaky stuff.
Mm.
And then also we have non-black women who are like being teachers at schools and like messing with the students. Like that, that has been a thing. So I don't see a lot of black teachers like messing with students, but non-black people, I feel like recently we just got a wave of them. It was just like so many teachers are messing with, their 14, 15, 16-year-old students. So that was, yeah, absolutely, they can be creeps.
I seen a stud do it, a black stud, and she didn't mess with it more. So I guess, but she kind of because it actually went viral. You may have stumbled across her. She kind of was at a school because she was a substitute teacher, and she kind of put the camera towards the young ladies behind, and was like, "Sheesh." So yeah, like they fired her after that went viral.
Mm. All right. I feel like okay. Let's see. Another reason why my people never gave us birth control. That's Ali C. DV say I say yes because condoms prevent HIV and AIDS also. But remember, the AIDS didn't hit. I'm old enough to remember this, y'all. AIDS didn't hit hard until you gotta say the '90s. That's when Magic came out and Easy. So Magic came out like in 91, 92 when he playing for the Showtime Lakers. That's in the 90s. Magic not a 70 baby. So the parents that was procreating us in the 70s, I don't even think HIV was on the map at that point. It probably was, but it hadn't hit our community that hard. It hit us, I'll go as early as the late 80s, definitely the 90s. The 90s is when that shit was, yeah. That's when we lost EE.
Random, but this is something that I recently discovered. Dr. Umar was talking about it. I was like, damn, I didn't know that. He said that it's in 33 states here in America. It's legal for them to marry children. I did not know that. And he was like, so with that being said, do you really think they was going to do something about them Epstein files? Because think about it, it's legal for them to marry the children. I was like, damn.
In 33 states?
Yeah, that's what he said. 33 states. That's crazy.
What time, you know what time period it was?
You talking about when he said this?
Yeah, what time period was it legal for you to marry?
He's talking about currently, like right now. That exactly. You see that face you just did? That's what I did. I was
in like, United States.
30, yeah, that's 30. What he said. I haven't checked it out to research it yet.
That can't be
Umar.
That
come on, I think Umar is credible enough to know that if I say some crazy stuff that's not true like that, I'm gonna get exposed. So I would love to say it's probably he's credible to say that.
And like, you said Umar said that, Dr. Umar?
Umar said it, bro. This was like,
because that contradicts statutory rape, which is a guy over 18.
That's what I said. That's immediately what I thought.
That got to be fact checked, especially if you're saying right now. That like if a guy, we got cases of guys in their 20s, once it's known that they've been with
right here live on air. But I'm telling you,
he has to be. I think he's referring to, because like you said, his reputation too big to put out some stuff like that. So he must be referring to a historic. So for example, in Virginia, it's still DB, all the homies from Virginia, y'all speak on this. It's still on the books of being illegal to hit a chick any other way besides missionary. So if you hit a chick from the back sexually, you could either that's a crime. but they just haven't taken that off the books yet. Of
Hold
course,
on.
they're not
Say
going
that
to.
again?
Huh?
No, I was just asking you to repeat what you just said.
If in the state of Virginia, as we speak, if you have sex with a lady in any other position besides missionary, that's considered breaking the law. And they don't enforce it, but it's still on the books. They haven't taken it off the books yet. So it's not like they legally enforce it, like a chick going to press charges that her dude hit her from the back. He flipped over, my bad, y'all. He flipped over and started smashing her from the back. And she didn't want to get hit that way. And she went to the police and said, this nigga hit me from the back. And I ain't talking about with a break. This nigga say, we started out missionary, then the nigga flipped her over and started,
Bro, it's
so
true.
that's still illegal in the state of Virginia.
Bro, it's true.
You fact checked it real quick.
I'm looking at it right now.
There you have it. So now with the Umar case,
I knew it thought it was true. I was like,
story.
Umar is not gonna say no shit that ain't credible live on air like that.
Oh, you saying what Umar said is true?
Yeah. Here it is.
There it is. So you know what that must be? Solo, you remember this conversation we had a couple days ago? The state's law, the states represent the legal law, but they don't supersede the federal law. That's Amendment 10. So Amendment 10, so they can have that on their books. So hold on, Jamie, we got to go through this. Let's slow down. All right. G-Man say, like, who the fuck want to live? Hey, you got Virginia, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I stayed there for a couple summers. You got some, brownies. That's my type.
And I was so much ready to go. Maybe because I wasn't slowing around.
You was just there. What city you was in, Jamie?
I was in Richmond for a while. And what else?
That's where I was.
Newport.
I spent the whole summer in Richmond.
Newport.
All right, so this what you got on the screen is proving Umar right.
Yeah, so he said 34 of them got it. Right here it says the remaining 34 states allow underage marriage under specific circumstances, such as parental consent, judicial approval, pregnancy, and emancipation.
Interesting.
California,
there you have it.
crazy, our state where we at, don't have don't even have restrictions.
G-Man used to go to Johnson City to box. DV, choose your words carefully. DV said you lived a couple hours from Virginia, so please, that's DV. I ain't stirring the pot, y'all. I'm just reading the comments. Darla, and I don't understand why anything under 18 is legal if biologically a pregnant girl under 18 is considered high risk because she's not fully developed. Let me read that one more time for comprehension. And I don't understand why anything under 18 is legal if biologically a pregnant girl under 18 is considered, there we go, high risk because she's. Then why does biology allow them to have their menstrual cycle at 13? I've always, that's nature. Is that not nature saying they're ready at 13?
Well, I think the argument that Dala is making is their body isn't fully developed, even though those organs have started to work, right? She started her cycle. That doesn't mean that her body is fully developed to carry another human being.
So if we base this off nature and not law, we know what the legal law is. If we base it off nature, and I hope we get a groupthink opinion on this, at what age do y'all think nature says a female should carry a baby?
I mean, I probably would start probably like I would say between 22 to probably about 25.
All right, 22 to 25. I've
Hold
never
on.
heard a girl catching theirs
That's the
at
age for
9. A
what?
girl having a menstrual at 9. I've heard of 13 and 12. The lower, I think, youngest I think I've heard is 12. You got cases of girls. Yeah, that's definitely too young. Oh man. A couple of hours is still not in Virginia. This little DVNG man going at it. Right. Some girls start their period at 9 years old. Ali C said 15 plus. So this is an interesting discussion we have, y'all. So Ali
Hold
C
on. I
said
missed
nature
something.
think it's okay.
What are they
Regular,
talking about?
huh?
I was saying I missed something. 15 plus for what?
Ali, so the question was, what age does nature say is okay for a female to carry a baby?
Oh, okay.
Not legal law, nature. Ali C said 15. Solo said 22 to 25. We waiting on
Nah,
Dark.
it's definitely way before that. I'm sorry.
All right, let's see what Darla say. Ali C said, yes, I started young. So she's speaking from experience. So she got her menstrual at a young age. All right.
Taj,
Yeah.
I don't, I don't like to name drop on air, but I can talk over it. Somebody we mutually know, she was just here. She said hers started at 9.
Good God. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and that's definitely too young. So that's nature. I mean, shoot, we trying to interpret nature right now. So Solo said 22 to 25. Ali C said 15.
I think that 15 range is closer to what's about accurate. 16 probably, I would say. But yeah, 22 is like you're still obviously relatively young, but like you also keep in mind the 20s is when your eggs first start to fade a little bit.
They had little girls breeding in slavery.
Yeah.
So that's them exploiting nature, right, Ali C? So, and I agree with you. I'm sure that I don't have to fact check that. They had little girls breeding in slavery, which means as soon as that little girl was ready, because they was treating us like cattle and a business. So damn.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
As soon as you bleed,
That's
But I agree. That doesn't mean your body is prepared. I think it's like the preparation for more so to get your body ready. Like a man, our penis, we can ejaculate, at an early age and stuff like that.
yeah. Middle school. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I don't think we're fully prepared to, you know, reproduce yet at that age. Our we're probably our growth is probably not done yet, and all kinds of stuff. So yeah.
Darla asked the question, wasn't Aretha Franklin 11 with her first child? And that's a
Really,
question. Yeah, and she followed with a statement, SA by a family friend.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Spot on, Jay. Yes, preparation. That's Ali C responding to you, Jane. Yes, they were sad. Yeah, they were sad. So they totally exploited nature. I think, shit, that answers our question right there. Like in slavery, they're like, hey, she naturally ready. Let's exploit this capitalistic opportunity. Yes, Aretha was. Yes, Aretha was. So Ali C familiar with that too. Yes, Aretha was. So you confirming that she was 11 years old.
Damn.
Damn.
Soul sister.
Yeah. Unprotected. There it is, Ali C. See, you just pulled up that Mia X video for me again. But we ain't got to go into that. So just our women just need to feel protected. I think that's all they asking from us. They don't really need us for money. Our women well, Jamie, I can't remember what you said the numbers were financially, like who's making more money, black men or black women. But I think all our women really want from us is protection. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just asking.
Ali, what do you mean church freak outs? What the fuck?
But I'm church freak on the real. You just made me think of a specific church as soon as I read that comment. I know a specific church. It was the freakiest church in town. My grandparents were married at the age of 13 in North Carolina. That's DV.
Oof.
Man, DV all right when he in his right mind. Now when he switch over, oh my bad, I ain't gonna stop. Let me stop right here.
Her dad was part of it. God damn. I think our bodies adapt with the time. So early 1500s, I could see 15 or 16 since they also died in early age years old. But now I could see a girl's body not being considered developed until I can rock with that, darling. That actually makes sense to me. Yeah.
Nephew, you laughing at the DV statement?
You know you
Oh man. The DV been having some realistic comments when he says alter ego show up. I'm just messing with you, DV. Don't. All right. So let's see.
Hey, when that alter ego come back out, he about to start attacking you every time he comes
What? Clowns all over for 5 minutes. Just straight clowns in the comment section. Don't get that started. My bad. Please don't. I hope I didn't trigger nothing. That nigga about to go hit the booth right now. He can come back, just clowns for about 5 minutes straight. All right, where we at with it, y'all? Okay, I'm back. Let me see. That's okay. I can't scroll no higher than that.
I think it's good time. Let's go ahead and get ready to get to this next topic, man.
Okay.
That was a good laugh, though, for sure.
And we needed that right after that sensitive subject we were discussing with the yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. So next topic at hand, good people. America will lose this war against Iran. So I've been hearing a couple of talks about this and stuff. And Solo, I know we don't have conversations on whether or not Taj, you asked her before actually. Do you think who you think will win when it comes to this? And it's this guy that I was speaking of. I'm gonna share the video. He basically was breaking it down, and he pretty much essentially was saying he predicted, because he first started making his predictions in I think 2023, and he said Trump will win the presidency, and then he also said that he will start a war with Iran. And then he said Iran, but he said America will lose. So the first two has happened. Keep in mind, he predicted this in 2023. The first two has happened. Presidency, war with Iran. So will the third box be checked, which is stating that Iran will come out to be the victor? So remember when we first brought this up, this was probably a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so, I'm not sure. But what I was saying is that to me, this war feels a lot like the Vietnam War. It was long lasting, and America actually technically lost that war because, for one thing, we were meddling in some shit that ain't got nothing to do with it, which we are doing right now. And also, which was common. Another common denominator that we have is that we're fighting in a territory that we're not familiar with, just like in Vietnam. So what he was saying is that Iran has been preparing for this for years, 20 plus years, because they knew that this day could come. So they are built for this and prepared for the long haul, basically. They're like, look, we know we can't beat y'all militarily. We know we don't have that kind of, nuclear power that you guys possess. But what we can do is strategically outlast you guys, make you run out, and then of course we control a vast majority of the oil resources. So they're using that to their advantage. But I'm going to let the guy here explain it a little bit more, and we can come back and react to this.
You made 3 big predictions. 1, that Trump would win. 2, that he would start a war with Iran. And 3, that the U.S. would lose that war. Let's take a listen to that.
In this class this semester, I'm making 3 big predictions, right? First is that Trump will win in November. Second is that the United States will go to war against Iran. And the third big prediction is that the United States will lose this war, which will forever change the global order.
So obviously that last one is the only one that has not yet come to fruition. Is quite a stunning prediction. You know, do you stand by it? And what have you seen so far that leads you to sort of stand firm in that conclusion?
So given my analysis of how the war is progressing, I think that Iran has many more advantages over the United States. The reality is that right now, it's a war of attrition between the United States and Iran. And the Iranians have been preparing 20 years for this conflict. In their eschatology, in their religion, this is a war against the great Satan. They've had many practice runs. Last June was a 12-day war when the Iranians were able to examine and analyze the strike capacities of both the Israelis and the Americans. And they've had a lot of time, 8 months, to prepare fully for this new attack. Through their proxies, the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, militias have been able to really grasp the American mentality. And now they have a pretty good strategy of how to weaken and ultimately destroy the American empire. So what the Iranians are doing is they're waging war against the entire global economy. And so they are striking the GCC countries. And not only are they striking GCC countries, American bases, they're going after the critical energy infrastructure of these bases. They blocked off the Strait of Hormuz. And eventually, they will go after the water desalination plants, which is the lifeblood of these nations because they don't have fresh water supply. In fact, the water desalination plants provides 60% of the GCC's water supply. So if a drone, and these drones cost $50,000, if they wiped out a desalination plant in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and it's a city of 10 million people, right? They'd be out of water in 2 weeks.
All right. So that is the clip of what he had to say. As y'all see, he predicted 2. I mean, well, 3 in total. 2 has already happened. The third, what do y'all think of the third one that he's just put out there?
But it's very rare y'all see me speechless and thoughtless. I just got to process. I hope Solo got something that I could kind of take note from. If his first 2 predictions was on point, this has not been dealt with and done soon as we thought it would be. And shit, I need to do some further research, and I'll conclude my comment with this, and then I'll listen to Solo and Jamie and read the comment section to see if I could put together, an opinion. So I just want to list these 5 things: life, health, safety, love, and knowledge. And I would have to use that list and apply that to what's going on over there and put my priorities in order based off life, health, safety, love, and knowledge. I'm passing the mic. to take notes.
What was his third point?
Basically, he's stating that America is going to lose the war, and it's going to change pretty much change everything, even economically, from a standpoint of how Americans see everything. To sum it up in a nutshell.
I mean, I watch him. I'm familiar with him now. I think he got like famous when Trump initially started the war. I think he kind of went viral. Then I started watching his work.
Yeah, because he predicted it way ahead.
What?
I'm saying, yeah, he went viral because he predicted it way ahead of time. Yeah.
But I mean, that has sort of been the only what I've been concerned about is our financial dominance in the world. Like if you travel, you know that the US dollar is always worth more than the country's currency that you're visiting. So you're sort of able to advantage, you take that to your advantage. Like a Uber maybe in Ghana may be $40 of their money, but that really is only like $350, $404, of US money. So you're able to benefit from that. But if the dollar isn't the global currency, if the dollar isn't used to do like oil trades, then of course the value of the US dollar is going to decrease. And so that means stuff is going to get more expensive for us over here, as opposed to like, if, for example, like you go to Jamaica, eggs may be $70, like high like that. And so they're not thinking about converting it to the US dollar. That's us thinking about convert, like what's that if you convert that to US dollars. But to them, it's no converting. If it's $70, it's $70. So I mean, that's what I expect the United States to become. Like this place where shit is hella expensive, just like it is for countries of that nature. But now, I mean, Trump, they claim they have a ceasefire agreement in place, so apparently they're supposed to be negotiating. And so I'm hoping Trump can backpedal his ass up out of this without completely destroying our like global money, economic power in the world. So otherwise, I mean, once
Bless you.
once their dollar not going as as far as it used to, and shit start getting way more expensive for us, then that's gonna be fucked up for us.
Oh, I would like to know what's your definition of win this action?
As far as what?
Clarify, OI, from in Greece, from America, but live in Greece. We counting on you, OI. You're 86 years old. We counting on your wisdom now. You should be an expert on this topic.
I think the only win the United States can come out of this, because they losing big time. The only win they're gonna get is if we if we come out of the Iran being still the money that everybody is trading with, the global superpower, the sort of the status quo of what it is that where we was at when we went there, because we've already taken a substantial loss. Military presence in the Middle East is completely defeated, let alone the shame of getting your ass towed by Iran, let alone that shame. So like I think if the United States is able to pull back and still be sort of in number one, that's a win for the United States, because this was an epic failure going into Iran fucking with them people. And they have been exposed. So that would be a win for Trump. That's a win for the United States if they come back being the number one superpower and people still buying oil, and Iran say, hey, you guys can buy oil in US dollars, because if they start trading oil with the Chinese currency, I mean, what's next?
Well, see that I'm glad you brought that up. So, excuse me. Remember, I kind of mentioned before that it's certain theories out there that Trump is trying to lose the war deliberately because it would break China. Because China is, I remember I keep saying China is our biggest threat. So, in order to break China, you take away their oil supply, therefore, a way that they can get, man, that way that they can become the superpower and demand everyone use their currency the most. Because if they're taking the oil, they already took Venezuela, and now they're working on Iran. That's where China got majority of theirs from. So if he can successfully force them to have to buy from the North American trade, then that's a win for the U.S. And see how Iran can win is just simply withstand the heat and don't cave in to the point that America has to exhaust their resources of military power and be like, yeah, this is doing too much. We're gonna just withdraw. Yeah, we lose on that standpoint, but we could still come out a victor if we can successfully make China play ball with having to buy from us. Yes, right, they are. But but if they can take that away from them, then China has to get it from somewhere else. Well, that's the whole purpose of it. They're trying to get control of it. See, but like I said, how Iran can win is withstanding it and not caving in, and to the point that America, like, we don't use way too much resource to try to,
all right, keep going.
Oh, I was just gonna end it with saying we don't use up way too much. We're gonna just go ahead and withdraw, and the only the loser. Well, actually, somebody put it in a slide form that kind of explain more of what they're saying with this. Hold on, let me check what O's saying.
All right, cool. While you doing that, Wisdom told me to let y'all go first. I didn't want to just go out there uninformed. But what my intel is telling me is that China is buying the oil from Iran at a discounted price. Let's just say half off. Mm-hmm. And that's empowering Iran, to your point, Jamie, to exhaust the U.S., for lack of a better word, or to stretch it out longer than the U.S. expected. So my question would be, how's the U.S. is going to get in between China and Iran if they're already in business? And China is telling Iran, look, we're not getting involved through the military, but if you guys can give us the oil half off, you're going to have more than enough money to push America further than they wanted to go.
Right. So what I'm saying is they're trying to get full control over Iran. That way they can break China. But if they can't, then U.S. will come out the loser, not militarily, but they will come out the loser because they exhausted so much resource into trying to get that, and they come up empty.
All right, Solo, if you're going to be quiet, I'm going to the comment section. Solo?
That's fine.
All right, let's see what there. I think we got some good comments in here. Let's start with Darwin. Reminds me again of that movie on Netflix, Leave the World Behind, where they attack plants, just as he said, in extreme cyber warfare, and this was produced by Obama's. This got to be your topic, come on now, your age has to count. What I told everybody Sunday was, what value do I bring if I'm 6, 7, 8 years older than everybody, and I can't bring no wisdom. They might as well replace me with somebody their age. So I say the same thing to you. I would like to know what's your definition of winning this action. They answered that already. DV says the Bible says that Mary was between the age of 12 and 14 when she married Joseph. That's going back to the last segment. Darla, he'll go Darla again. That's true at Solo. When I went to Ghana 7 years ago, some things were already catching up to the US dollar. They even quote housing prices in US dollars and not cedis. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right, Darla. That must be the Ghana word for dollars.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
CDs.
OI, huh?
It's CDs.
CDs, thank you. Correction accepted. All right, OI. Hey, OI. Hey, hey, all right. So OI says define what you consider winning. That was a question for Solo. Solo responded already. James Cumberson. But if we get a stranglehold on all precious metals like gold, silver, uranium, diamonds, titanium, platinum, then we will contain global currency and value our dollar even more. All right, LEC, US made in China. Damn, that's a hell of a comment to process right there. Let me read that again. US made in China. You're gonna have to clarify that, LEC. DV, the US about to become a third world country. All right, DV, we can hold you to that. That's your comment. DV doubles down. The US is about to be, the USA is about to become a, damn, this nigga doubled down without me even knowing it. So he doubled down. The USA is about to become a third world country. He said that comment twice, back to back. Darla, we're gonna read about 3 more comments. Congress needs to grow some balls and remove him. Then maybe we'd have a chance. In addition to the war, he's ruining our relationships we have with other countries. OI, correction, China is not our biggest threat, so that's in response to Jamie. Fanatical Islam is and has always been our biggest threat. We'll see what Jamie's response is to that. The biggest threat to the US, the world, is the British banking cartel. That was a curveball I didn't expect to swing at. Let's read that again. The biggest threat to the US, the world is, I'm assuming you meant in the world. The biggest threat to the US in the world is the British banking cartel. Is that the United Kingdom of Great Britain trying to get their lick back? Trying to get their, remember, revenge is the sweetest joy next to getting some coochie water. So OI, are you trying to say the United Kingdom of Great Britain is getting their revenge back from the American Revolution? I'm not trying to put thoughts in your mind. All right, Darla says China said earlier they don't care. They existed before without the US and they'll exist after. That's a hell of a comment to close on.
They sure made it. I remember that.
To address what he said about correction, China is not our biggest threat. China is our biggest threat. Now, are they the world's biggest threat? No. I'm talking about U.S. particularly. Because I know what he's saying with the British banking cartel. That goes back to a few Sundays ago when I was talking about the central banking system. That's what he's referring to. And I agree with that. However, them just look like they kind of bad, but hey, you can find a good one. I think that's a grapefruit. Up to you. But what I was saying is that the banking system, they're a threat to the world because they're controlling every damn thing. Agreed. But if China could prove that they can be a better world power than us, the system that's controlling things ain't gonna have no problem with promoting China to be the next great superpower. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, I addressed that before. I don't know if you was in here. But when you said now why we are in Iran, Iran has a central bank that is independent of the world central bank. Iran has refused the CBDCS, and that is why we are there. I agree. I said that. Remember when I was telling y'all all the places that the U.S. are attacking? As of recent, they weren't affiliated with the central banking system that I was referring to. So that's what he's talking about there, and I 100% agree. It's definitely linked to. But what I'm saying is China could put themselves in the position where they're the superpower. So what I'm just curious of what O would have to say in response to that.
All right, James Cumberson. Britain is why we have, Britain is why we have property taxes. Because the U.S. don't actually sold the land to finance the first world industrial boom in the U.S. You put not don't. Okay, so Britain is why we have property taxes, because the U.S. actually sold. I get what you're saying. Take the don't out. Got you. Britain is why we have property taxes, because the U.S. actually sold the land to finance the first world industrial boom in the United States. China is nothing without us, and vice versa. That's James as well.
Nah, O said that.
Oh, that's OI. My bad. All right. Mystic Cool UAN. China is nothing without us, and vice versa. All right. Now, why we are in Iran? Iran has a central bank that is independent of the world central bank. Iran has refused to CBDC, and that is why we are there. Makes sense to me. A lot of stuff we have comes from China. That should tell you something. That reminds me of the comment Ali C made. That's from V Pitts.
Sure, but this is the thing. If you remember, part of what Trump was campaigning on is saying that he's trying to get to a point where the American people are building all of the things that China is building so that we want them. They're trying to break China to get them off, because like I said, China, if they can successfully make the value of the dollar, I said dollar, I meant dollar, American dollar, go down like Solo was talking about earlier, and let's say they started going with a different currency, they can successfully push us out the way and they can become the next superpower.
All right. Is everybody quiet?
Hey, speaking of the Council of 300, I did watch that video. Thank you for sharing it. I did watch it, so I'm familiar with what you're talking about right now.
I'm trying to have table manners here. I was raised with home training, so I'm not trying to talk and eat at the same time. But I say it will change when the Council of 300. It's the third time you done brought that up, or you gonna have to teach us with that? Oh, you want us to do our own research? We got you. It
Yeah,
will
it's a
change
video
when
that
the
he
council
gave.
of 300. He ain't giving us the answer to the test on that one. He gonna make us go do some studying. It will change when the council of 300 want it to, and China will not be the world reserve currency. So I'm gonna find some time. This is what, Wednesday. I'm gonna find some time to check out that council of 300, OI, because you keep
I
mentioning
put
that.
the video in the chat, group chat, Todd. The one when Todd asked me
Oh,
about Cairo asked about the video is that one.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna have to go check that out. Anybody want to give us a movie trailer on what the Council of 300 is before we go do a deep dive?
I mean, pretty much from what I saw, and I think I need to probably give it another watch because for me, a lot of stuff. I understand it a whole lot better once I give it a second watch opposed to my first watch. But to kind of sum it up to me, and I'm pretty sure he'll add more to it. They're basically saying it's a group of 300 people. This is a family that's far superior to all the ones that we're familiar with. It's this guy, I forgot the guy's name, that was exposing all of this. But pretty much, he's saying that these people are far superior and richer than even the Rockefellers and all that. When you the Rockefellers basically are laughable according in comparison to those people, and it's in that direction of what he was talking about with the Britain people. They live in that area. What did he say? Like the Rome area, which aligns with what I be saying. With, like I said, the Vatican and a lot of them in that area be controlling a lot of shit. They just don't want you to know how much control they have. That's why I remember when we had that topic, you actually asked us this, said who's more powerful between the tiny hats and the Vatican, and I said the Vatican.
You did say that.
Because, like I said, they're just holding back and hiding how much power they actually have.
Hey, I can't do this, y'all. Y'all know it's real. Go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, I put the link in our group chat, but yeah, I can share it on this.
No, I'm
line.
gonna definitely check it. I'm gonna definitely check it out. And it makes sense. I mean, the teaser, the trailer you just shared so far, that's interesting. It got my interest. So I'll check it out. Cool. Give out the link, UAN. That's from OI. China has a massive debt. Their position is worse than ours. That's from OI again. There you go, I. You coming through now.
But you know what? That may be true, right? That may be true. But do China act like the United States?
Uh-oh.
Like, do they have can they work with other countries voluntarily? And if that country decides not to work with them, are we watching China steal presidents of countries? Are we watching them invade countries?
Well, they do invade.
All right, there's the link. So now the Council 300 link is in the comment section for anybody who want to check it out. Back to Solo and OI. I know the people like when me and Solo go back and forth, but they also like when OI and Solo go back and forth. And I enjoy it myself. I just sit back and learn. But where were we? All right, so China position is worse than ours, according to OI. It will change when, okay, got you. You read that one already. DV said the US dollar is depreciating just like cars off of a car lot. This is why gas prices are going up. All right. There you have it.
You got new link? What's the new link?
Go grab So I guess my greatest takeaway, I like what Jamie said. In order for the U.S. to turn the tides, they would have to do what that post-Trump just put out said yesterday, where he's basically saying the world is about to witness something far beyond Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what it seemed like he was saying to me.
And he needs to be locked up.
I don't see the link. I don't think it's allowing you to post a link. You gotta get on your moderation time. So if you log in on the Black Chat Chronicles side, I think you can share links there. Also, I got another engagement I gotta do, so I ain't got long. Okay, yeah, you said the title. I'll look it up. Then I'll confirm with you. That's the one, and I'll take a look at it.
What we waiting on?
I'm waiting on him to give me that title right now. But while we do it, while I'm waiting on it, they said Trump, at least they told us that he did a ceasefire, 2 weeks agreement for a ceasefire, right? But apparently, it seems as that it might not be true because Iran is still pushing, from what I heard. I don't know. Like Iran, like what ceasefire? Nigga? We ain't seized the shit.
Well, it's my understanding there is a ceasefire in place right now that involves all the parties. I think the contradiction that they're having now is that Iran is saying, the ceasefire is for everyone in the region, not just the United States, Iran, and Israel, because Israel is claiming that Lebanon isn't a part of the ceasefire. So they sent, 100 missiles to the capital of Lebanon earlier today, because they're claiming they're not, when the United States attacked Iran, Israel attacked Lebanon. So they've been bombing these, 1,000-year-old societies in Lebanon. And I think the last thing I heard was that Iran was preparing to respond to Israel because Israel, after the ceasefire, Israel started bombing Lebanon because they're trying to take territory to the north. But that's what I heard. Israel don't give a damn about no damn ceasefire. Them people are unhinged.
All right, we back.
So, with that being said, Israel is probably still gonna be going at them and not agreeing to the terms. So, what do you think is gonna happen with that? If you have to make a prediction.
All right. As all right, so okay, let's see. I had to switch over to my backup.
I think the United States should put a muzzle on that dog that they
I
call
agree.
ally.
I agree.
They need to sit them down straight because I think what the tea is coming out now is that they tricked Trump into doing this.
Right.
They told him that all of this is going to be easy. They don't have any this. They don't have any, means to, defend themselves. Trump thought it was going to be Venezuela. Like, get in, get out, take the president, whatever, kill the president, and we're going to put in somebody we know. But it wasn't like that. And
You
now,
think
this shit ain't looking good. And so now Trump is scrambling to make it look like he doing good or it's going good.
the tiny hats knew that it wasn't going to be that easy from the jump, but they just manipulated him into doing it?
Well, that's where the blackmail comes in. The blackmail, right? That's where the blackmail. They got him by the balls. They got him by the balls with the blackmail. Hey, either you do this or we.
That's the title.
There go Ryan Anthony. It's been a while since we've seen Ryan Anthony. Okay. Off topic, but we'll still give you a shout out. Oh, I say former Bush insider reveals shocking intel on Iran war and I can't even pronounce that word. Hormuz crisis. Trump knows about what he is doing. No one tricked him. Oh, I disagree with you, Solo. You said it, Solo, because Iran will stop firing them. Israel will push forward to try and take territory. That's the Greater Israel agenda. And that forces Iran to fire to hold them. But just so Israel can say, look, they're still shooting. Thanks for hitting the like button, Ryan. Y'all hit that like button like that.
So you telling me, you telling me that Trump started a war with Iran knowing that they were going to hit all of our bases? One of our biggest sources of incomes is the oil from those Gulf cities. So you're telling me that he was gonna he knew that they were gonna tear up a 20-year project of putting all that military presence in the Middle East?
Oh, wait.
That was intentional for him to completely wipe us out of the Middle East, because you say he know what he doing.
It's getting good now. And he responded with a straight answer. Yes, that's interesting. Solo, I love to say that phrase. I'm sipping for Solo, but I'm just honestly agreeing with her right now. I think, just because you got her by 7 decades, that don't mean. I think Solo spot on. I don't think Trump knew the catastrophic collateral damage. All right, so go back to the interviews with Trump in the 90s. He talks about Iran, but to Solo's point, did he know this collateral damage? I mean, it took my whole lifetime. I'm in my 40s, and it took my whole lifetime for them to establish those bases in the Middle East the way the American empire has done.
And it's gone just like that.
And it's gone just like, yeah. And just like that. And just like that, they gone. We just trying to sharpen thought, but it ain't about taking sides. It's about siding with the truth. We want to conjure the spirit of truth. Just conjure the spirit of truth. It ain't about taking sides. All right. Darla, I heard that too. That they tricked him because he's an idiot and easy to manipulate and holding the rest of those unreleased files over his head. So Darla, all right. Somebody else know about that. Well said, Darla. Chomp didn't know, and he'll never admit it. Just double down. Damn. Well, you swinging some sass at his ass right now, Darla. Come on, girl. Since everybody quiet, I'm gonna read that one again. Chomp didn't know, and he'll never admit it. Just double down. Damn.
He did. He got exposed. It was bad. That's bad. That's China over there looking like maybe y'all ain't as tough as y'all seem. Y'all got weapons from the Cold War that's not up to date with what's going on now. Y'all, the war right now is played by drones. That is the war game right now. The United States still using THAAD missiles and Patriot missiles. We gonna knock that out. And it's expensive. We gonna knock that out with a drone, a $30,000 drone. You pay billions of dollars for this machinery. Look at it now. Now imagine that, Taj. Now we gotta go put all our weapons back, our interceptors back, from even in the Pacific, the Pacific. Now we gotta go back to the Middle East. We gotta do all that back. Now we got how many Navy boats we gotta now repair? How many aircrafts have we lost? How many soldiers have we lost? Because this show ain't at 13 like y'all think.
Oh yeah, we say the best for last on this show. Y'all come with it. All right, so here we go. I ain't backing down, but I'm still. What Solo was saying makes more sense to me. So, I
So
say
that's
Trump knew. Where's that static coming from?
I don't know.
Trump knew. He capitalizing letters now. Trump knew he is doing just fine. Everything you know and understand will change. The truth is the count. When he promoting that Council 300 like the advertiser. The truth is the Council of 300 want a change, just like World War I and World War II. Wait for it. Now that last line makes sense to me. World War One, the United Kingdom of Great Britain had the power. World War II, the United States took the power from Hitler. Wait for it. All right, James Comerson. And when Israel fired on their own people, then I guess you mean they wouldn't let any news cover it, but still blames Iran, and we are supposed to take their words for it.
It's some static coming from y'all end.
Okay, let me see. Let me go on mute.
What he say? If you think Iran and Israel are acting on their own, think again. Answer me why Russia and China not entered, I don't know what they mean, kinetically. Who you think responsible for this ceasefire? China and the Pakistani people are responsible for the ceasefire. They're the ones that's been working out an agreement with them. So I'm not sure what they got to do with Trump as knowing that he was going to ruin 20 years worth of work, know what he was doing. I mean, if you're saying that Trump knew that he was going to set us back and jeopardize the global economy by starting a war with Iran and was going to increase our prices on everything, increase every damn thing, then maybe I would agree with it. But I don't think Trump has an end goal. I think that's the shit that I don't know. I don't know why China and Russia haven't entered the war. I don't know what they got to do with Trump as knowing anything.
All right. Moving on.
But okay. So just but you moving the goalposts, OI. We talking about Trump. We talking about Trump. With this go as you with this go with the flow as war strategy he didn't came up with.
Someone say go with the flow. That's a hell of a way to phrase it.
He has. If he knew that it was no preparation up for this war, because Israel tricked his ass. I don't need to prepare ground troops because this is gonna be easy. If we wanted to send ground troops, they would have been already there. We wouldn't have been sending them 3 weeks after the war started. They would have been already there. Don't you think that does that sound right?
It does. That's how I've always known it to go. Yeah. Now you spot on with that. And if you have families in the military, they give you a heads up that they may be deployed. And now he wants to siphon 1.5 trillion more dollars by cutting crucial programs we need. Darla's shaking her head. Just so you know, the Iranian Kurds are being armed right now, and if Iran does not back down, the lights will go out and the invasion will begin.
You know what? The shit is so crazy because I feel like people who think like Trump is like agreeing with this war, I think that they think that Iran is just gonna give up. Like you think that these people are just about to let you invade their country and they not fight back, or you think that they should just let the United States just invade their country, bomb their country, and they're supposed to say, "Yes, United States, come in and do what it is." These people have been fighting. If it was that easy, then why they still fighting back? Why negotiate with them if y'all so sure of winning? If y'all have the ability to get y'all primary goal, then why negotiate with them?
And I've always heard the phrase, I know it's a Democratic phrase, but it goes something like this: we don't negotiate with terrorists.
But the terrorist is not who you think the terrorist is.
Uh-oh.
What Owen is saying basically to sum up, since he's not able to talk, he's trying to type it.
Y'all got static going on over there.
I don't think, let me go back on you and let me know if you
That's
stop.
coming from our end, to be honest with you. When we talk on your stuff. But what he's saying basically is the end goal is central banking system. The whole cause of this war is to force Iran to join the central banking system that he's speaking of. Keep in mind, 99% of the entire world is already under this. They're trying to get world domination. Iran might be the last one standing. If they're not the last one standing, they're for sure the biggest one left that's standing. And once they're able to, and what he's saying is the 300 that he's been constantly speaking of is in control of all of this. The 300 gave the orders to Trump to go ahead and attack Iran. First Venezuela was up. They was able to beat them in a gym like that. It was easy. And then after them, go ahead and take down Iran. So the tiny hats do have, like Todd says, a lot of influence and stuff like that. But like y'all said, the tiny hats was created by the Rockefellers. The Rockefellers is what's controlling them. Like the 300 is over the Rockefellers. So they're dictating all of it. And they're saying, take down Iran. So that's what he means by Trump knew did this. He knew exactly what was going on.
So just for educational purposes and to use Solo Point, just for information purposes, did Trump know the collateral damage the U.S. has experienced up until this conversation would be a part of the cost? Because that's what I'm hearing Solo Point is that she don't believe Trump knew it was going to be this, for lack of a better word, catastrophic, as far as our presence being wiped out of the Middle East.
Now, I will say this: he may have didn't know that part, sure, but I mean, war is unpredictable. You can't always predict everything from war. But what he's saying is that he did know he intentionally was going after Iran. It was never he was fooled by Israel into doing it.
So it read like James Cumberson is agreeing with OI that yes, he did know. I don't want to speak for you, James, but OI has already said yes, that Trump knew the collateral damage would come as the cost of war. And James, are you agreeing with that for educational purposes? For world power, educational purposes. And there's always the cost in war. OI has doubled down, capitalizing yes, with the exclamation mark at the end. Trump does not want war. Trump is not in control. That I can easily believe that when it comes to.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. That's what it is. That's the reason why when he first was campaigning and talking about no wars, he probably actually meant it. The problem is when they actually put him in off. Once he actually got in office, he figured out he didn't have as nearly as much control as he originally thought he would have. So now he had to play ball.
This comment stuck with me, so I'm going to read it again. The only thing Trump is a seat at the table for Americans. Pause. Let's just take a breath or two to process that.
That makes a lot of sense.
All right, I'm glad you said that. We agree. I love it when we agree, Jamie. We don't always have
to.
It's more powerful when we do, huh?
You saying
The
that.
static is, I mean, I don't know if y'all hear it, but it's very bad.
Yeah.
Damn,
it comes from the phones.
So when let me mute to see if I did switch phones.
It's not there when you mute, for sure.
Huh?
It's not there when you mute.
You said it's not there when I mute it.
Right.
All right, so I'm gonna have to come out there where you at then.
But yeah, I think that's a good statement though. A seat at the table, like basically, so that you can kind of be kept in the loop of what's going on. It's like you know how on gangster movies and stuff, the families, take a vote on what's going on, but you got one person that's like the head of everybody. So he's the one that's in control, but you do have some kind of influence, but you still have orders to follow.
And Trump, so is it static back now? Because I just took it off mute.
Yeah.
It is back. Yeah. All right, so I got to come out there to the control room. I'll be out. guess I'll just read the comments from here. Now, this getting good. We got to get the population back up. Trump does not run the war, but Trump is not in control. So to your point, Jamie, you saying Trump is pretty much the mafia, the America mafia figurehead at the round table.
Yeah. That's pretty much what he is. And
Damn.
everybody else, the big dog, which is what always been talking about the 300. They're the one calling all the shots. So like, if we was doing it like that style of what we're saying, like remember we mentioned China. China got a seat at the table too. But keep in mind, all of them answer, like even Israel, they got a seat. Rockefeller, they got a higher seat than what we got, but they got a seat. It's all powerful. Them, they're running all the shit. This is what we're doing. Like I said, they in control of 99% of the currency. 99% of the world. Yeah, it's under. The U.S. is the face of everything that has the power that's been dominating everybody, forcing them to do the orders of what they're telling them to do. That's why I said Venezuela, I think Nigeria as well. There was a couple of other countries in recent times that we attacked, making them fall in line. It's about time y'all go ahead and, jump on board. Either you're gonna do it willingly or we're gonna force you in. We're gonna create a narrative to our people and the rest of the world what you're doing, and we're gonna come in and invade y'all and force you to do it. And that's what it just so happened to be Iran's turn, because Iran is the toughest one to do. This is their last big task. But the thing is according to what their professor or what we just heard at the beginning of this segment, they're gonna fail at trying to get Iran to do it.
I'm almost nervous to ask this question. So do y'all think Trump is at that table OI is talking about buying time for Iran? Because I've never seen an American president defer. Like he's pretty much, it's like Iran is calling his bluff at this point. Every 2 weeks he's putting out a threat that he don't follow through on. He just did the latest one, yesterday? You notified us with the text.
Yep.
I never thought he'd go this boom. So then he backs up, okay, we're gonna do a 2-week ceasefire.
Yeah.
So is Trump going back to this table y'all talking about saying, hey guys, give him 2 more weeks? Opposed to, because even I'm losing confidence in him. One thing, I know this is gonna stir it. Don't let this hijack the conversation, everybody. President Obama was decisive. When it was time for his ass to take out Osama, that shit was a war room decision and it was done. He didn't do no threats. I'm not, showing favoritism towards Obama. I study leadership and I played quarterback in football growing up, and I like decisive quarterbacks. When President Obama was in there, he was very decisive when it came down to decisions like this. Trump is putting out these posts, these documented posts that the whole world could read, and then he reneges, so to speak. Hey, you guys about to witness something the world has never seen. And then you know what, we'll put it off for 2 weeks, a ceasefire. Like even on a hood level, you lose respect for throwing threats out and then not following through with your threats. It ain't even wise to put a threat out there like that, from a hood level to a world power level.
Well, think about it. Remember what I told you, how bullies operate.
Mm-hmm.
Bullies, usually they tend to just want to instill fear into your heart enough to just give them what they want. If you're a bully at the schoolhouse and you want their lunch money, you prefer everyone to just drop off at 2 o'clock. I want everybody's lunch money. I don't want to hear none of this. Just drop this shit out. You prefer the operation to happen like that, opposed to people I'm challenging. I'm not giving you shit. You got to actually fight them to force them to do it. So it's the same thing here. Trump is huffing and puffing, hoping they just go ahead. Because look at how many wars we done been in, and how many folks we done successfully was able to get to do it. you would think Iran was like, man, all right. But Iran like, nah, fuck y'all. We ain't doing this shit. Y'all want if you want it like Pusha say, you have to get it in blood.
I thought you was a thug. That's what it.
Yeah.
So that's what Iran is saying to Trump now. Nigga, you throwing all these threats, nigga. I thought you was a thug.
Yeah, they calling it bluff, like, bro. We know you ain't willing to go nuclear because if you go nuclear, you're gonna destroy the shit that you're trying to take. So they know they in a position where they can hold their ground.
Damn, we cracking the code on this show, y'all. Solo, where you at?
I'm here.
Dang. That nigga pulled the Pooh Shiesty version. That was one of his biggest songs. Nigga, I thought you was a thug. You sending all these threats and come take it in blood. Listen, I studied the YNYG culture. Them niggas don't play with threats. Threaten one of them niggas and watch what happens. Do the shit Trump is doing to one of them and watch what happens. You can't do it in the comment section. You can't do it nowhere. They're going to come see about it. So for him to be doing that on a world power level is this. I'm like, bro, you losing respect doing that. You just better off doing it. Everybody respect that person. That's the whole phrase. Actions speak louder than words. He's trying to scare people with words and posts and social media posts. Of course, he's going to set them probation. Iran is nothing. The powers that be are giving them a chance. So that was my question. Do you think Trump is the American intercessor asking these people you keep teaching us about to give them more time? Because he don't want to be the face. He doesn't want to be the modern day President Truman. President Truman, history has recorded President Truman is dropping 2 atomic bombs, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. My wisdom instincts tell me Trump doesn't want to be written in the history books like that. So my best educated guess, and I'm open to correction, is that Trump is going to the table he's telling us about saying, give him more time. And what does he say every month? We're going back to the negotiation table. And then what does the Iran come out and say? Nigga, we don't know what the hell he's talking about. We study firing missiles over there in the Middle East country. Nobody can talk about.
Hey, they losing their power too. Because I think folks starting to talk bad about them, and they ain't did nothing about it either.
Everybody making views, go back up on that Pooh Shiesty song. I thought you gonna get it blood.
Appreciate the sub, Ryan.
I mean, that's the most logical sense I could. If I go with the angle y'all putting out there, that it's the council of all the national heads, almost like a mob meeting, and Trump represents not just the American phase, the U.S. world order under this council you guys are talking about, almost like how the U.S. set up the UN. So now it makes even more sense because after World War II, the U.S. created the UN. And that's so what y'all basically saying there is that council is above the U.S. And the U.S. is saying give them 2 more weeks before we show the world something they never seen. Funny how the 2 countries that wrote books about themselves being the chosen ones have caused all the war, terror around the world forever. Neither of them are worth saving. I have an idea.
Who are you talking about? The United States and Israel?
Right. I want clarity on the United States part. I know he's referring to the state of Israel, but what is the other country he's referring to?
I hope you're not talking about Iran.
That was my first guess too.
Can't be.
You can't be talking about Iran.
Oh, is he talking about Europe?
Let me know if the static is back.
It never left.
Damn. So it's not my phone. You know what? Let me just
If you're
log.
in the same room as Jamie, it is.
Okay, let me just take this out. Hold on. Can you hear it now, Solo?
No.
Wow. Solo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the motherfucker tapping my phone. Cause that shit sounded like extra motherfucker. That's why I said this call out being listening anyway. We all discuss some other shit. Y'all all right?
Yeah.
So it's no static now.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. All right, it takes two to rob you. That's OI. You got no Brian said you got no bill. Iran is the other one. That's so OI is giving answers. So he's saying Iran and Israel. So now let's go back to the statement you made earlier. So it's not the US.
No, I wouldn't say they caused all the war. Because World War II, Iran, Israel caused that. Israel wasn't even formed at that point.
Right. Funny how the two countries that wrote books about themselves being the chosen ones have caused all the war. Terror around the world. Oh, so he's referring to the two holy books. I guess we're speaking in code. Now you got me not wanting to mention the names. I mean, because when he's saying if he's already he let us know it's Iran, so he's talking about the Bible and the Quran. Funny how the two
But he's assuming that Israel that's over there, because the country of Israel over there is who wrote the Bible.
That's who he's giving credit for that. Correct.
That's hilarious.
It is, but that's a different discussion. The 300 is the old money as time before the Roman Empire. These are the bloodlines. I going out in the praise of glory. I like he 86, 87 years old. And I feel you. I'm in my 40s and I'm trying to lead the next generation with everything I know. What's the use of me taking it with me? Darla say we all agree everything said is alleged, right? Maybe then the static would die down. I think them jokers, that shit sounded like it was a whole other person on my damn phone. Let me get out of the thing. I'm about to get.
Yay. Can anybody hear me? What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I came back and thing was on mute. That's what happened. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, we were saying I might start it back up, but I gotta get the head out.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Bye.
maybe possibly later on today, maybe I'll start it back up if there's folks available. But yeah, I gotta go run and make a real quick.
All right.
All right. Appreciate everybody stop through. We'll catch y'all on the next one.